Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Vegas, baby, Vegas!
Las Vegas, Nevada. Are you ready? TheBoxingVoice.com. Welcome to Las Vegas, baby. We taking over.
Ness Heyman.
Mr. Vegas, you are Mr. Las Vegas.
I get in every fucking shit. They want me there.
TBV presents a ring walk with Danny.
Ring Walk Danny.
Owen Bama, only in America.
Because I fight for the people. I go for you and you and you. All them beautiful kids is here.
We turning TBV into the Hot 97 of boxing. Keep talking from Vegas.
You already know if it's a big fight, I'm pulling up. Chicago, we in here.
Man.
From the cotton fields of Alabama to the casinos of Las Vegas. Mama, I made it.
We up early, baby. The grind don't stop. Gilly the Kid ain't gonna be the only one around here doing big shit.
You are now locked into the Boxing Voice live from Las Vegas with Nesta Gibbs and Ring Walk Danny. This message was brought to you by SDS Promotions.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nesta Gibbs, joined alongside Ring Walk Danny, and we're here to discuss the man of the hour, the man of the weekend, Errol Spence protege, Frank Martin, and what is next for him. Errol Spence specifically wants Pitbull Cruz. Obviously, he's been in the ring with Gervonta Tank Davis, so it's a common opponent. Post-fight, obviously, Frank called out Gervonta Tank Davis, but we'll get into all those details in just a bit. Ring Walk, what up?
What up, champ? Buenos dias. Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
How you feeling, bro?
I'm good, and you?
Man, I'm swell. Back with another one.
Swell, you been in the gym?
I said swell, not swole.
Oh.
Where's that at?
Yo, Twitter Spaces is so whack. Oh, look at Danny on the sounds on the ones and twos. Bro, I've been trying to start a Twitter Space forever. It just don't start. The fudge.
Thank Elon.
What's going on, bruv?
Thank Elon.
Tell me what's going on. So, obviously, Frank Martin, after his fight, very great performance with Michelle Rivera. He called out Gervonta Tank Davis, Devin Haney, and
Rolly
Romero.
I feel like
Now-
there was a fourth, but nonetheless.
Now, he calls out Tank. Tank's busy, but I don't know. Is there a world? Do you see a world where maybe him and Tank can dance in 2023?
Yeah, like the Christmas time of 2023.
December.
Yeah.
So you saying in your eyes you can
November,
see
December, yeah.
You saying in your eyes you can see Tank fighting 3 times in a year. Look up his record. When's he ever fought 3 times? Just to see.
Just keep in mind,
Just
he's
to see.
fighting the first week of the year.
He is, but just to see when's the last time Tank fought 3 times in a year. You talking some Canelo shit, papa. You know what I'm saying?
He freed now.
Bebecita. He ain't
free.
Anuel, though.
He
I don't
free
know
now,
about all
look.
that.
Bro, think about it. He already said
Matter of fact,
April.
it's Bad Bunny. He ain't Bad Bunny selling out stadiums like that. He ain't going to go that hard. Twice a year, that's what big dudes do in boxing. But 3, that's them super dupers.
2019, right before the pandemic.
What's the caliber of names? Those 3 names in that year?
Yuriokis Gamboa.
Okay. Hot.
Ricardo Nunez.
Lukewarm.
Hugo Ruiz.
Oof.
That was the last minute replacement. You know what I'm saying? And Hugo was the second week of February. So first week of Jan, totally doable.
Well, I've been having a poll going since 3 in the morning because I've been up early. I'm up early while the birds chirping. I had to cut the phone off. So many birds chirping. But I don't know if you like this poll, but this was me at 3 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? No Bud. Clear mind. And it's like Errol Spence wants Frank Martin versus Isak Cruz. If not Cruz, who is next? So I did not put Cruz because it's obviously that's what Earl wants. Can we get it? But if not Cruz, who's next? So I put Mike C. Hughes, IBO champion. That is with the zone, so could be difficult. Rolly Romero, who is in-house, but is ranked at 140. So could be difficult. Maybe he's not moving back down. Maybe he's moving up. Obviously, Haney, Shakur, Keyshawn, that's all top rank. And the only reason I put those is because he called out Haney.
He did.
Shakur put it out there himself that he'd be willing to fight him, and I'm going to show that in a bit. I got all this information in the pre-pro. But Shakur said he'd be willing to fight dude, you know. And then you got Keyshawn, who also said something about him, right?
Yes, and he even said something before this fight took place, so.
Oh, really? Can
had
you see if you
Keyshawn.
can find that? And I'll see if I can pull up Shakur's on Twitter, even though I have the article, because obviously, you know, these fighters, you know, what they say. Oh, wow. What? Wow. Hilarious. I'm sorry for the dead air. What?
Yeah,
Who we
so-
got already? Anthony.
I have it pulled up.
Hold
Yeah.
on. Excuse me.
Hold on, Ness.
Looks like we got a guest.
All right.
What's up? So, this is Anthony Peterson. What's going on, champ?
What's up, big homie?
How are you?
Man, I can't complain, man. Just, living my best life. That's all I can say.
Oh, man, that's great. That's great to hear, man. Well, we know you're back in action on a big card. You're going to be obviously in your area with the Tank Davis versus Hector Lewis Garcia undercard, man. And, you're going to get to share the ring on a big card on that Saturday night, January 7th. So just talk to me a little bit about, getting back in there.
Oh, man, I feel great. I just came off a May 28th 6-round KO performance in D.C. at the D.C. Arena. And October 1st, the fight got canceled a day before. So, I've been active lately. My activity going to show up January 7th at the Capital One Arena and at Gervonta Tank Davis undercard. And a lot of people who don't know, a lot of people who are oblivious to the fact that my brother is coming back too. Lamont Peterson will be making his return to the ring January 7th as well.
On the same card?
Same card, yes, sir.
Oh, wow. That is,
Lamont,
I was oblivious to that.
Yeah, Lamont different, man. Lamont. I just can't wait, man. I feel sorry for the people that got to face him. I mean, the things that we built, I know a lot of people like, well, they passed their age, they passed their prime. I like that. I like to hear that because, like I said, once they see it, everybody will change their mind, about what's going on because, like I said, everything evolved. Everybody's it's not the same like when you hit your 30s, normally it'd be like, it's over for you, automatically done, especially past your mid-30s, like it's over. But, if you look at the technology and just even humans evolving, period, with Tom Brady, LeBron James, Vince Carter, a lot of guys that, stay around for a while, Bernard Hopkins. So, like I said, we got a lot of confidence and we have the genetic makeup, the athleticism to pull this off.
Absolutely. I mean, you've been doing this for a minute, so you definitely have learned on the job and have been around, you know, the elite and the who's who, not only fighters but trainers as well. Which brings me to my question: are you still with Coach Barry Hunter, or are you being trained
No,
with someone else?
Lamar Peterson is we train each other.
Oh,
And we have Sean Johnson, James Baker, and my guy Heavy. They all we all sparred them before us coming because Sean Johnson was the 1996 alternate, and James Baker for Floyd Mayweather a few times, and Chico Corrales in the amateurs. So they very seasoned veterans in the game, and me and my brother both sparred them as youngsters, so they know our style, they know our our mentality, they know certain things that a coach should know going onto this battlefield. But as it stand now, me and Lamont definitely coach each other. We motivate each other, and we down for each other. Because like I said, no disrespect to Burry or the Headbangers, like we just had to get out of there. We had to do our own thing.
why is that? I mean, there's a lot of work there too,
A lot of work. What you mean? A lot of work on what part?
like sparring, right? That gym stays pretty packed in there.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't need no packed gym. I don't need a whole bunch of elite athletes in my way. Especially like I said, if a lot of people always wonder, ask questions like, "Why you never got no big fight? How come your brother was getting big fights? Because I ain't got no big fight." Well, I'm about to tell you, because a lot of guys was in my gym that a potential big fight, like a Robert Easton, Jamil Herring, Gervonta Tank Davis, uh, um, Adrian Brawner, what's his name, Brandon something. A lot of these guys from the band camp from Cincinnati were in my weight class in my gym. So I never really got and once they see me in it operating and training and stuff, and they seen how cool I was, they were like, "Nah, I don't want to fight Peterson, man." Like, not that they were scared to get in the ring with me, but they befriend me. They fell in love with my personality. Like, nah, Peterson, he can fight and he a good dude. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to fight this dude. You know what I mean? And that's the story of my life. And I had to watch Adrian Brawner, had to watch Robert Easton, had to watch all these guys come to my gym and get work. I mean, like one-on-one time, all the things that I supposed to been getting, they was getting. And this is my hometown. So imagine you doing your podcast right now, and somebody be like, "Man, that interview Ed did was fire," and they giving somebody else the props. They don't give you no props. You understand what I'm saying? So you'll feel like, hold up, like what the hell is going on around here? So I seen that to lead somebody in a battlefield,
Lamont, or can you
especially in the
get
battlefield, we going on the elite level.
you seem to be losing your internet. I don't know if you switched off the Wi-Fi or something.
Oh no, I'm on Wi-Fi. I got all my
Okay.
bars.
Nah, you good now. You good now. You was frozen up.
Okay, okay. But like I said, it's just like you being on that battlefield, you got to know how to be. You got to be on that battlefield before. You know what I mean? Like, and there's no disrespect to Barry. Barry never been in the ring before, so he can't really identify and really give me the true essence of what it's like to be in the ring. Just like, for instance, if you and I were sitting in the front of a million of women who was pregnant or about to get pregnant or had a baby before, how the hell me and you gonna tell them how to have a baby or know what it feel when it comes? We can watch all the videos in the world. 90 million women having babies. We can watch that all day. But we will never know the true essence of how and when to have a baby when it comes, like these women do, because they experience, they built for this. And I feel like me and my brother, we just didn't have the extra, the extra thing that we needed, far as the health, the technology, the dietitians, the nutritionists, and stuff like that. And I got a 39-1 record with no training camp. This is no secret. All fighters know this. That's been around me. They know I never had a training camp before. I've never had a training camp where it's just always strictly about Anthony Christopher Peterson, not Lamont, not Adrian Brawner, not Gervonta Tank Davis, not nobody. Just strictly Anthony Peterson. I've never had that before.
So basically, you felt like you've never been treated as the sole fighter from the trainer, just like you and him. You wanted you are seeking that one-on-one time.
Right. But it never happened because he was you're so busy trying to collect and help other fighters, like now you're taking attention away from me. Like I said, I like what Dirk James said the other day. He said, I'm not trying to train no 15 different fighters. I just need three that I can focus on and give all my attention to, because Dirk James been in the ring before. He's been a professional. He know it takes these type of things to be the elite fighter. And what we was getting, it was Bush League. It was watered down teaching. It was watered down coaching. It was watered down protecting. It was watered down a lot of things. You know what I mean? And this is not a verbal bash, or I'm just telling my story. I'm telling the truth of what happened. You know what I mean?
So
And
with Lamont and yourself, obviously you've never really gone away, but Lamont kind of retired. Are you guys back with Al? Are you independent? Because you're not with Barry. So what's the managerial promotional situation? Because you are on a Tank card, so it has us believing you may still be with Al Heyman.
No, we're not with Al Haney. Tank just did that from the likeness of his heart, because he know when he was young, 10, 11 years old, even when he turned 18, Calvin dropped him off at the Headbanger gym like, look, man, work on my child. Work on him. I need y'all to help him. And as Calvin sat in the corner and didn't say nothing and watched me Lamont take turns on disciplining Tank in the ring, showing him the real ropes, a real education, things that coaches can't do. Lamont literally coached a lot of fighters that's out here in the ring. I watched one time Lamont sparring Jared Hurd in one ring, and I'm sparring Austin Trout in another. I watched Lamont spar Adrian Braun in one ring, and I'm sparring Robert Easton in one. I watched Lamont spar Shakur Stevenson, and I'm sparring Richard Hitchens in another ring. And we're talking verbally. No, bro, you're not like, why would you do this? This don't make sense to do this. If you was the Jack, like this, giving them pointers that coaches can't do in the ring. And we were still in our prime, and a lot of people was getting the props, and like we wasn't.
For sure. So do you feel like you have to be a fighter to be a great trainer?
No, I feel like you have to have some type of understanding as far as being in there, and the percentage of you will be, the percentage of being a great trainer will be high. I'm not saying that it's not impossible, but the percentage of you being a great trainer will be very high, because you understand, and not being arrogant and think you know everything and think you can conquer everything, because boxing is different. You can't really compare boxing to other sports. That's why everybody be like, the sport of boxing. I was like, nah, I think this organized crime, my man. You know what I mean? Because boxing stands alone. You need obstacles to play football. If the football is not there, nobody plays. If the basketball is not there, nobody plays. Soccer, baseball, hockey, the rest of them. Boxing, all you need is the individual. You know what I mean? You can't call no timeout, substitution when things ain't going your way, or you suffered a mild injury or whatever. You know what I mean? You can't. And when you take a loss in basketball, they go in the back. They got food, of refreshments, family back there meeting and greeting. You can see the players dapping each other up, saying what's up. Even in football and boxing, bruh, some people never get over that shit. Some people take a loss and never get over it.
Wow.
Because it's nothing like losing a fight. It's a difference, man. A fight, and you put your soul on the line. You put your everything on the line, and it all goes away
You done
one
yet?
night.
It's 2 a.m. Why are you still scrolling
My
through
bad.
videos? You're not paying me overtime.
That's Box Rec. I
It
had your
happens.
Box Rec open. They had a fucking ad. Go ahead. I apologize.
It happens.
Anthony, I wanted to ask, at this point for you and your brother, where do you guys feel like the hunger comes from? Because obviously different stages in your guys' career. What's the ultimate goal at this point, and where do you guys get that hunger from at this point?
Well, we get the hunger from my biological father, Julius James Peterson, aka Squirrel. Now I'm glad I said his name, because a lot of people was ignorant to the fact that Barry was not taking care of me in Lamont. My father was taking care of me. When that ESPN clips and all that shit went too far. But it was out there, so we couldn't really take it back. These things happened about me and my brother being homeless and foster care and shelter and all that. But people got this image that me and Lamont was on the street corner, sleep, cold, hungry, and Barry came with a blanket, wrapped us up, and took us home and took us to the gym. That's not what happened. We met Barry through my brother-in-law, Patrice Hurst, who's in Creed 2 and Creed 3. Padman, everybody called him Padman. He's married to my sister. Boogie is married to my sister. He's my brother-in-law. So he was the one that saw Lamont hand game at 7 years old and reported it to Barry. And Barry was like, oh, okay, I heard about, Wu, and they brought him to Barry, and the rest was history. But we never lived with Barry. And I wanted to make that clear because a lot of people, my father, he got out of jail. My father was facing like 20 years or something like that. He didn't snitch. He didn't do nothing. He worked the system. He got himself out of jail, and he came and got us back out of the foster kid system. My father got no props for that. Instead, we went on national TV and verbally bashed my father and told all his demons without telling the resiliency that he had. How you think Lamont was coming back in those fights, giving all those dudes work? He got the resiliency from my father, Julius James Peterson. My father was on crack, coke, heroin, PCP, all of these things. He beat that, got his kids back, got his job, got his life in order, and now my father's about to be 74. I went to go see him the other day. Man, that man flew down the steps like he was a goddamn teenager. You know what I mean? So these are things that a lot of people don't know. A lot of people need to know that Barry Hunter was not the person. And no, don't get me wrong. In boxing, he took care of us, like far as the uniforms and taking us out of town and teaching us little small things like personal hygienes, just small little things like how to deal with things when it comes in life situations. But far as housing and
Champ, you cut out.
You there? Uh-oh.
Looks like we
hang up and come back in, champ. It looked like he muted himself.
Bear with us as we do try to get Anthony Peterson back.
Bro, and Twitter Spaces still ain't working, man. They trash, bro.
And you was just in support of
What is that?
What the fuck?
What the fudge? Okay. So I have no clue what that is. Is that Twitter? It is. Look, why is okay? So I don't know why that's happening.
Okay.
So Twitter has some sort of music. I'm telling you, Twitter Spaces is crazy,
bro. Ever since Elon Musk came in the picture.
Nah, don't blame Elon. Here we go. Ant, you there? Let's see. Let's see if we get this right. You there?
You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I pressed somebody call and I try to press the end button and I don't know what happened.
Yeah, nah, that's all good. It's all good. It's because you on the phone, but yeah, man. So I want to talk specifically about an interview I think that Tank did with Brian Custer, maybe, Danny. I'm not sure, but he basically said he wants to get out of the game in about 2 more years so he can help others. But then I hear you say that he specifically pushed to get you and his brother and your brother on this card. So do you think he's talking specifically about, guys like you and Lamont and other fighters out of Baltimore and that area that he wants to help out?
At this point, I haven't talked to him verbally to get enough information on where he's going with this. I don't know, but I know right now he's shining. He's doing everything that I said he was going to do when he was young. When I seen him at the press conference, he touched me on my shoulder, and I looked to my left. I see him. He had that expression on his face like, "Hey, big bro, everything you told me when I was young is happening, man. You see it?" And I gave him a hug and I told him I love him. And he went up on stage and gave me and my brother the biggest flowers you could ever get while you were alive. And that meant the world to me because, like I said, man, my brother, people don't know that, man, my brother was running a kind of like a group home. Those fights that you saw, Lamont fighting those big fights, those ESPN days, we was living in the projects, bro. But we would still have kids over every weekend, like 12 to 14 different kids in a 2-bedroom apartment. And I can name the names that was there. But like I said, man, my brother don't get enough props, man. Enough things that we did for a lot of youngsters that's dead to this day. A lot of the guys that we try to raise in the game, they fell to the streets. You know what I mean? Them streets is mean. And yeah, we Gervonta Tank Davis was one of them. My nephew Patrick, him and Patrick grew up together, fighting each other. A variety of them, man, that we watched grow up, and now, like I said, we starting to see the fruits of just being genuine to youngins, man. To always never writing them off or never say you can't take no picture with me or you can't hang with me. We literally was having kids over every weekend. And like I said, man, it's been a beautiful journey to see what we've been through and achieve what we achieved. It's staggering to me, man. Especially me with no training camp and the living conditions we was living in. Because people don't understand, like when Lamont beat American December 10th, 2011, we went back to the projects, bro. I mean 2012, I'm sorry. We went back to the projects. When Lamont fought Lucas Matisse, we went back to the projects. When Lamont fought Kendall Hall.
But wait. Why? Because you had Al, Lamont had Al, so you was being paid. Are you saying the money was not getting to Lamont?
I won't say the money wasn't getting to Lamont, but we were comfortable. We didn't have nobody in our real that to really press that envelope. Like, look, y'all gotta get the hell out of there. You know what I mean? And like I said, we definitely could afford mansions and all that, but we chose to stay in a 2-bedroom apartment in a projects on 30th Street in Southeast. And if you look up 30th Street Southeast in DC, oh my goodness, it's one of the most notorious street corners with pimps, heroin addicts, crack addicts, robbers, pushers, killers, all that type of stuff. And we were on the front line. We wasn't in the back. We wasn't in the cut. We were on the front line. First floor, drapes always wide open. Just have no understanding of, because we never been robbed before. We never been mugged before. And I'm not saying this to say no gangster shit. Like, people just respected us and respected our story. So it was like, nah, Peterson and them, man, they good. Like, don't, you know what I'm saying? But that wasn't a good thing because, like I said, a lot of things that being in that area, it'll eventually get on you. You know what I mean? And a lot of bad habits claim on to me. And that's going on to this documentary that I'm coming out with called 30-30-30. I was 30-0, living on 30th Street with 30 bad habits. You understand? And you're about to go on HBO 9/11, 2010 to go against your biggest fight of your life. And you think you about to be successful? Nuh-uh.
That was a great fight. That's actually like, one of the ones I remember is that Brandon Rios fight. Obviously, I wish it would have played out differently. But do you have an opponent? Is it TBA? Do you know who you getting prepared for?
Yeah, I was getting prepared for one guy, he fell out, and I was getting prepared for another guy, he fell out. So now they got another guy, so we're going to see how this works.
So 140, 147, what? Because I see you came in for the Saul fight at 144.
Yeah, I came into the Saul fight at 144 because that's the only opponent that I had, and that's the weight that they had, 143 plus one. But I'm looking at lightweight. A lot of people may say this far-fetched, but like I said, I've never had a dietitianist before. I never had a nutritionist. I never had any of these things. If you look at my body right now at 38 years old, it's better than all teenagers that I've seen. Every person that I've been in the ring with, when I take my shirt off and we show off in the ring, you can see who's the fresher fighter. And these are 19, 21-year-olds, 23-year-olds. And you can see who the fresher body. When I went to Devin Haney's training camp, when he was getting ready for JoJo, this was last year around November, me and Devin had sparred for 4 rounds. One of his handlers could not believe that I was that age. I was 36 at the time. He was like, yo, man, you sharp, man. Like, so, like, how old are you? 24, 25? I said, hell nah, bro. I'm 36. I said, what? And I went in my bag, got my ID, and I showed him. He was like, no fucking way, bro. And like, you can see the respect after I gave Devin work. So, which was great work. Devin is a lot of people sleep on. Devin got good power, man. He ain't got tank power, but Shorty got some good power. Power you can't just roll up on him and be disrespectful.
Shorty
got this.
You know you can't talk about those two without asking you how that fight gonna play out when it happened. You've been in
Tank.
the ring with both, and you
Yeah, I've been in the
basically
ring with
watched
both.
Tank grow up. So I got the axe.
Tank. And it's crazy because I ran into Bill Haney in Dallas, August the 5th. He seen my podcast. He seen my interview that I did. They asked me the same question. They said, "Who you got, Devin or Tank?" And I told him, I don't care if I knew Devin for 20 years and I knew Tank for 20 minutes. When I see what I see, I'm gonna say what I say. And when I feel what I feel, that's what I'm gonna go with. And he approached me in the lobby. He was like, "What's up, Peters?" I'm like, "What's up?" He was like, "I saw your podcast you did, man." He was like, "Man, I thought, like, what's up?" I'm like, "Yeah, I said it. I said Tank will beat Devin. That's my opinion. That's my personal opinion." And he was like, "Nah, I wasn't nothing like that. I just thought because, the times that we shared up in the training camp that he would think that I would go with Devin. I'm not that type of person. Just because I befriend you or like you, I'm still gonna call a spade, even with my own ass in a blender. I'm gonna call it like it is. You know what I mean? So right now, I just think that nobody's fucking with Tank. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. And he you gotta kill Shorty in there. He got that mentality where it's though like you gotta take him out. He's not gonna go on his feet. He's not gonna go willingly. You're gonna have to get rid of him, like that type. And like I said, he got that power too, man. I've been in there with Zab and Tank is neck and neck when it comes to punching power.
Have you shared the ring with Ryan Garcia? Because obviously that's the big fight for Tank next year. Once he gets past the January 7th date, how do you see that fight playing out? A lot of people think that Ryan can match him in power and probably is faster than Tank. You've been in the ring with Tank. At the very least, if you haven't shared the ring with Ryan, I mean, what does your eyes tell you?
My eyes and my heart tell me Tank. I just think when he catch Shorty, he gonna see how real. And Mr. Little Pretty Boy Johnny Cage gonna be like this. Oh my goodness, like all them followers ain't gonna be able to help you. When Shorty, when shit get real in that ring, all them likes and views and celebrity status, that shit ain't gonna be able to help you, bro. You know what I mean? That's real. I just feel like Tank is more seasoned, stronger, faster. The only thing that he got over Tank is the height, and height is not a really advantage if you don't know how to use it.
For real, because I hear plenty of trainers say that height, it don't matter. Every time I see a fighter face, I'm like, oh, he taller, like that. That don't matter.
It don't matter. To me, I prefer to fight a taller person. I got all knockouts with taller persons because for me, I feel like I go off calculation. It takes a long time for that jab, that long arm to come out, and it takes a long time to travel back. And you're a big target. You are exposed. That's why I feel like taller fighters are better for me because you're a big target, and it's going to take a lot of time for that arm to travel out and to travel back. And you find that time, and you find your mix to get in there, and you be all good.
So, Anthony, obviously, with you feeling the way that you feel about Barry being too busy and not focusing on the fighters, have you and your brother opened your own gym? Are you working out of another gym? Is that the plan? Because obviously there's still a lot of talent that goes through the Barry Hunter gym, and if you feel they're not being nourished properly, what are you going to do? Because I remember Scooter when I used to go see you guys, and I'm sure he's about to be old enough to turn pro, and what's going to happen to him?
Well, I mind my business on that. I keep my nose out of that. If they ever come to me, ask for my help, I'll be glad to do it. But I'm not going to impose anything on them or go to them and say, man, you need to get out of there, because I'm not about to do that. They'll figure this out on their own. They will make the decision on their own. And if they don't, they don't. They still cool with me. And if they do, they still cool with me too. Like I said, I have no bad blood against Burry, the Headbangers, or any of that. And shout out to my little nephew, Nasheed Smith. He just won the USA Championships. He won the Golden Gloves and the USA Championships. And Coach Boogie and Coach Jamie took him up to championships, and they did their thing. So congratulations to them.
But do you guys have your own gym?
No, we don't. Right now, we everywhere right now. Like I said, it's not a gym that we can't go to that people will be happy to have me and my brother. The only thing is we got to take a lot of pictures. We got to answer a lot of questions. A lot of people want to know, like, what's going on? Why y'all not with Barry? We've been hearing things. Is this true? A lot of things. But like I said, when my documentary come out, it's gonna be a lot of shit, man. And I'm telling it all. You know what I mean? With my own ass in the blender, nobody gets no pass on my story.
So
Even the little animals.
When does it drop, and how could the audience find it?
It's gonna drop 2023 for sure. Summer 2023. Freeway Rick Ross, who's my partner in boxing and in life. He's helping me with that because Rick, he the first person to ever presented books to me. Like I'm reading right now the Richest Man in Babylon. I just read As a Man Thinketh, 21 Keys to Success, those type of things that I needed to read, because this money that I'm about to generate, is well needed. I need to be educated on what to do with my money. You know what I'm saying? Where to go, the knowledge that I need, everything that I need to keep my money and not go broke.
So there's kind of people seem to believe that Al Heyman helps his fighters with that. Like a lot of Al Heyman fighters talk about real estate and how Al helped them in,
I talked to Al 3 times. And the times that I talked to him, I didn't even know who he was. You know what I mean? And to be honest, it was you who did that. I don't know if you know, man, Lamont, it was January 26th in Washington, D.C. Lamont was fighting Dury John. You stopped me. I had a red scarf on. If you look at my YouTube, it's on there. It was you who put that interview out there that made Al Heyman see that I was a free agent. Because it was you who said, like, because actually I wasn't about to do the interview with you because I was so frustrated because I was on this card, but they took me off the week of the fight. So I already cut weight, did everything I needed to do, sacrifice, discipline. Burry called me in the room Tuesday. We fight Saturday. He told me, yeah, man, you ain't fighting because, And then, like I said, he took me off the card and put 3 other fighters on there that didn't have the chemistry and have the history that me and Burry had. He just took me off because he made an excuse saying like they wanted to sign me or some shit like that, which I wasn't even in the room, so I don't know if it's true or false. He took me off the card and put 3 other fighters on there. So, of course, I'm super frustrated. I'm walking around. This is the first time I denied people of pictures and autographs and all that type of stuff. And you was like Peterson. And I was about to blow up on you. But I'm like, you know what? I need to do this interview because people need to know what the fuck is going on. I was like, all right, bro, roll the cameras. And he was like, yeah, like, a lot of people want to know, man, since the, Brandon Rios fight, the last time we seen you fight was such and such. Your fans want to see you rolling, man. Like, what's going on? And I told you what was going on. And I told you that I wasn't with Golden Boy. And I guess Al Heyman, one of his handlers, saw it, got in contact with Burry, and then that's when we signed. I signed with Al. And like I said, this is true story. I didn't sign. They just said you signed with Al Heyman. I didn't get no contract and saying, okay, these are the things that you got to apply. These are the things you got to do. I was just so happy to be back in the mix and be able to show my talent and make some money. I was like, bet, let's rock. And I've been on the back burner ever since. Like, Al Heyman, he did the best he could do as far as like with my career, but it's not what I was looking for because I'm not trying to be on no under. It's like when Lamont fought Errol Spence. People didn't even know I fought that night because I was 37-1, the second bout. I was the second bout. It was guys that was 4-0, 9-2, fighting after me. So I had to go around. I had like a little whelps under my eye. So people was like, yeah, man, I hope your brother do his thing tonight. When you fighting again? I had to take my glasses off. I fought tonight. People like, no way. I'm like, yeah, I fought tonight. They was like, man, who the fuck is handling you, bro? Like, how is this happening? Like, you have the best record on the card. How is this happening? But this wasn't new. They was doing that shit with Top Rank too. Because let me reassure you on something. Before I fought Brandon Rios that year, I fought March 11th in Texas. Follow me on this, brothers. I was the first bout. Sam Peter was on the card too. I was 29-0 with 19 knockouts, 25 years old in my prime. Signed with Top Rank. These people had me the first fucking fight. And get this. Imagine this. You know how when the seconds, he look at the seconds, they ring the bell? We just sitting there looking at each other, waiting for the bell to ring. The bell never fucking ring. So 2 minutes later, we like, what's going on? Oh, the doctor not here. Y'all got to get out of the ring and go in the back. This is a 29-0 fighter signed with Top Rank, bruh. Like, are you serious? So I had to go in the back and wait for like about 30 minutes for the doctor to come. At this time, my hands are already wrapped, so now they're getting numb. So I'm asking, bro, man, take these off. And like, he telling me some old war story, man. People in the war, man, you got to suck that up. Well, bro, have you ever been in the ring before, bro? Have you ever had your hands numb and got to go in there and fight? So you can't identify with me right now. So are you just telling me just shut the fuck up and go out there and fight? So I go in there, I knock the dude out in the third round. I become 30-0 with 20 knockouts now. So from there on, I go to the Pacquiao fight the next day, which he fought Joshua Clottey at the Cowboy Stadium. They broadcasted on a big screen that Peterson will be fighting for the WBC championship against Humberto Soto at the Yankee Stadium June the 5th on the Miguel Cotto's undercard. It blew my goddamn mind. Like, I couldn't believe, because I was bitter the night before about them treating me the way they treated me. So I'm like, okay, they made that up. They got me my championship fight, and it's all good. People in the arena shaking my hand, congratulating me. I felt like I went to another level because I was about to fight for the championship. And keep in mind, from that time that I found that I was fighting for the championship, I had 12 weeks to prepare. I was gonna break every round down. I was gonna break every round down each week. This first week is the first round. The second week is the second round. We're gonna plot this all thing out. So BET talking about it, radio stations talking about it, everybody's talking about it. I'm talking about everybody. Bus stations, I'm going everywhere. People, treating me different, trying to, like get in. Like, man, you about to fight for the not only for a belt, you about to fight for that green belt. That green belt hold a little bit more significance than the other. You know what's up.
Absolutely.
And so we get to like the 8th week. The intensity was up. I come to the gym. Burry was like, so I'm like, Burry, I'm amped up. I'm like, how many sparring partners you got for me today? Because I'm sparring like 6 or 7 guys. No break. I'm intoxicated off that Mayweather resume. Hearing about Mayweather got fighters moving in with no break. I'm like, man, give me whoever. I'm pulling the Troy. Is there no one else? I'm faking, bro. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. So I come in the gym. Lamont is on the ring, tying his shoes. Burry just sitting there. So I say, B, I'm amped. I'm like, how many rounds I'm doing today? He looked at Lamont. He was like, you ain't tell this man yet? And Lamont put his head down. He said, yeah, man, ain't like you fight for the championship, son. Are you fucking kidding me? And like I said, it wasn't no urgent. It wasn't no, Ant, let me sit you down real quick. We're going to have a quick evaluation on your brain to see where you at right now, because you work for something your whole fucking life. And I see if I got injured, or I see if something happened on my behalf, but I wasn't informed on anything or why I wasn't fighting for the championship. And like I said, I see if I was unsigned, I get it. But I was signed with Top Rank already. Like, it's no excuse. It makes no sense to me to this day. And I'm still trying to find out people. Some people like, man, you need to let that go. Fuck no. Not letting that go. I waited 20 years for that moment. And that was stripped from me with no real explanation. And then, like I said, there was nothing put in place after that. It was just like, oh, and ain't fighting for the championship. All right, it's back to normal again. We talk more about shit that's outside of the ring that have nothing to do with boxing, more so what's the next move for Anthony. So if you look at all my other interviews that I did last night on podcast, I'm going to tell you the same story. July 23rd came on a Saturday. Looking on your calendars. 2010, July 23rd was on a Saturday. I was in the house bagging up marijuana to take it uptown to make profits off of it, because I outlaw boxing. I'm like, fuck this boxing. This is how they treat me. And I just watched Lamont lose to Timothy Bradley December 12th of 2009, 6 months prior to this. And I'm like, my big brother lost. Y'all treating me like I lost. when my brother lost, it was like, okay, Ant lost. Ant ain't gonna do what Lamont did. Lamont was the one he lost, so Ant gonna lose to. It's like people lost faith in me. So I fight Brandon Rios. Now, don't look at the fight. Look at the preparation of the fight. I had no type of nutritionist, dietitianist. I had no coach. I had nothing. I had just myself. I was riding a 10-speed bike back and forth to the gym for exercise. But people don't know that I just didn't have a car. About to fight the biggest fight in my life. I don't have a car. I'm on 30th Street, 30-0 with 30 bad habits. Just out there, bro. And like I say, it's a fighter named Kareem Martin that's still with me to this day. Was 15 years old. I was 25 years old. He was beating the entire shit out of me every day in sparring. Every day. But if my coaches would have seen this, if they was there, they'd have seen this, they'd be like, oh, we canceling that Brandon Rios fight. You're not ready. Because you obviously something that's going on in your life right now where you can't get it right. But people were so blind and people were so intoxicated off thinking they know everything about life, especially boxing. And you put me on that battlefield, not half cock, but quarter cock. You understand? So it was a time where me and Burry went 5 to 7 years without hitting the pads, without having a one-on-one that he would have with AB, he would have with Robert Easton, he would have with amateur fighters who leave the gym for months and come back with no explanation why they left. Every time Burry did a head count and looked back at his soldiers, I was never missing. But these other fighters was missing, going to different coaches without telling them and come back, he just accept them with open arms. If I did some shit like that, it'd have been like, oh.
Is Barry not giving you, or did he not give you the treatment that you was expecting because of them 30 bad habits you keep talking about? And what were those 30 bad habits?
And those 30 bad habits will be spoke on my documentary.
All right,
like
but
said,
do those affect the way you being trained or the way your trainer's looking at you? If I'm a trainer and you got 30 bad habits, how much time am I investing in you?
Okay, and that's true. But the other fighters that you're investing in, their bad habits are obvious in your face. You talk about these bad habits that they got and you still work with them. My bad habits were small bad habits. Like, they were not obvious at this time. But like I said, if he was in the gym, if he was training me, he would saw some of these bad habits on me. He would have seen these things that I was doing outside of the ring. Because like I said, those bad habits developed after I retired from boxing. So going into that June 5th situation, I had none of that stuff. But once I walked away from boxing and put myself into the streets, all those things came about. So there was no situation where it's like, oh man, and ain't, he ain't doing his things. Like I say, if you're a trainer and you see a fighter that you love or a person that you love with those bad habits, you will not let them go in the ring. So that lets you know right there is what is this about? Is it about protecting my son or my fighter, or is it about me making this money or me getting him back in this ring just to say, yeah, we beat Brandon Rios? Because like I said, if they were there, would have seen the things that I was doing. Lamont, even when we sparred a few times, Lamont would stop the sparring session and say, bro, you okay? Because it's certain things he would throw out there. Normally, I would dodge and block and swat it. It was hitting me in the face, easy. So, like I said, if they were there, the coaches was there to see that, then I'm like, nah, let me have a talk with you real quick, because something ain't going on in your life right now. You got something going on in your life that needs to be addressed.
So what was going on? What was going on? Because Lamont was being treated like a champion. Lamont, and Lamont, he fought his friends where you saying they didn't let you fight your friends, the Bronas and the people in and around your division. Lamont definitely fought Earl and a lot of people.
But they were not in the same gym.
Oh,
they were not in the same gym. They were not seeing you grind. They were not seeing you, your discipline. You're coming to the gym every single day. I was the first motherfucker in there and the last person to leave every time. So when people leave, when Sean Porter and all them leave, coming out of the gym, I'll be right back there in the morning. When they come back in, I'll be right there like I never left. And they will go out and get these big fights. Austin Trout fought the Charlo brothers twice in my gym. Adrian Bronner, 4 world championships. Robert Easton, a championship against the African kid, Gervonta
Comey.
Tank Davis. Yeah, Comey. All of, even Jamil Henry had a big fight with what's the kid's name? Triple G
Shakakov?
coach Shaka Khan. Yes, sir. The cameras came up, interviewed him, had him running around the projects with like, and the cameraman asked me like, bruh, no disrespect to this man, but like, what's up with you? Like, we see you in here every day. Like, what's going on? And I'm making these bullshit excuses. Oh yeah, man, they working on it right now, man. They putting something together for me right now, which was not true. But I had to keep people honest so they can stop asking me all these fucking questions about when I'm gonna fight again. Bro, if I got $1 for every time a person jump out on me and be like, hey, cuz, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Yo,
When
I
you
ain't
gonna
gonna
fight again?
front. I used to ask you that shit a lot. Like, yo,
Bro.
bro.
Yes. And like people want to know, like, what the hell is going on? And it wasn't that I'm out here not in the gym or not trying to fight. Like, come on, bro. Like,
So people was turning you down. That's what it is.
people was turning me down. Some people would be like, at times I were injured, like maybe 2 or 3 times I was injured. But the injuries came from overtraining all the time, training, no fights, just going hard all day, every day. And I'm human. So when something happened, it's like, oh, damn, Ant injured again. Because Ant is working too fucking hard and not smart. Smart work is always going to be hard work all the time. I don't want to hear that shit about hard work, dedication. That shit is a myth. Smart work, education, not hard work and dedication. Smart work and education will get you to that point every time. I'm not saying that. Can you
explain a little bit more
about smart work?
Yeah, like what's the difference between hard work and dedication and smart work and dedication?
Smart work is knowing the human body, knowing that the things that you're about to put your fighters through, what is this exercise catering to? What is going to take away from you, and how did you replenish yourself to put the things that you lost back in? Your energy sources, anaerobic, all these things that you need to know that was not explained. It was just always work harder than the next man and you will always win. Work harder than the next man, you will always win. That I see that's not true. You know what I mean? And that's something that my perspective on what I've been through in boxing. I watched Lamont damn near kill himself to get ready for that Timothy Bradley fight. That fight was lost in training camp. I watched Lamont.
Why? Overtraining? Because I watched that fight. He dropped Bradley. He dropped Bradley in that fight, didn't he?
No, he hurt. No, he went on a spurt. Like when Lamont got dropped by Bradley, Lamont's such a dog, man. He got up and he went right at Bradley. And if you look at the corner, his corner was like, he's like, what are you, crazy? This kid's hungry. Don't fight the inside with him. Like, you got to box. And that's true because Lamont was just outcoached. Burry Hunter was outcoached. And there's nothing wrong with that. But don't get outcoached and blame your fighter for not executing the game plan when it's simply just we got outcoached. It shouldn't be when a fighter lose, oh, it's on you. But when we win, it's on us. It shouldn't be that way. And I watched my brother lose to 5 people that he was better than and got blamed for all 5 defeats.
Oh, give me them names. What 5 defeats?
Timothy Bradley, Errol Spence, Lucas Matisse, Sergey limping yet, and who am I missing? Danny Garcia. Well, of course he won that damn fight, but those are the 5 losses that I seen my brother. He was better than them. He was better than Errol Spence at the time. I think Earl, he got the experience now. He got he got that thing now. He reached his peak, so I give him that. But like I said, man, my brother, pretty much, I was there. I sparred all of my sparring partners for Errol Spence, and none of them guys was gorillas. And there's no disrespect to none of the guys. If you're hearing this interview, anybody who was sparring my brother, this is no disrespect to you brothers. This is just fucking true fucking facts. None of them guys was gorillas.
You mean the
They were
guys
more-
that was getting Lamont ready for Earl?
Yes. None of them was gorillas.
So you saying he needed gorillas to prepare for Earl?
Yes. He needed those type of that mentality that Earl was bringing, because Earl is a dog. Earl is stubborn in that ring. The guys Lamont was spawned, they was letting Lamont have his way, do whatever he wanted to do. Like, and I get it. They was trying to do what they wanted, try to do what they can do with Lamont, but Lamont was just explosive at the time, and nobody can really handle them. Them guys they brought in couldn't handle Lamont. I just feel like he needed more, better sparring. He needed more. It shouldn't have been no, oh, everybody's training with Lamont Peterson, or these Joe Blows coming off the street, haven't been in the gym in years and weeks, and they get to come back and experience doing sprints with Lamont Peterson, experience Lamont in their sparring and stuff like that. You don't get that type of stuff not being in the gym or not being tight with the squad. It was just wide open. Everybody can do what they want to do, whatever, however. There was no training camp.
Is that because it's kind of it's not a boys and girls club, but it's kind of like a boys and girls club? So because it's a community gym, is that why it's wide open and anybody could work out with the champ?
I won't say that, because there was times we did like when Lamont fought American down the street. I guess because that's the first time we ever fought for the championship. So we was all, antennas open. Everybody was kind of like not knowing the path. So when you're not knowing the path, you're going to be alert on all levels. And I felt like we got comfortable down the stretch with the Errol Spence, and Lamont sparred Earl a lot of times in that Olympic training camp. And Lamont got the best of Earl for most of those times. So we automatically think, oh, yeah, Lamont sparred him a lot. Lamont going to go in here and steamroll over Earl and do this and do that. And you see the results. You know what I mean? And it's like, you can see the chemistry. It was the coach ready to pull the trigger more so than to tell you what to do in a fight. And what I mean by pulling the trigger, by stopping the fight. So it's like the chemistry wasn't there. The real work, the smart work wasn't there. And like I said, man, just a lot of things, man, that just I know about boxing then and now that I knew that it just wasn't fly. But I didn't have enough balls at the time to speak up and be like, look, man, this is wrong. Like, this ain't gonna cut it. But like I said, this is my fault. I can look my own self in the mirror and point out things and keep it 100 with myself. I did not have the balls at the time to speak up and say, man, this is not where we need to be at with this Errol Spence fight or any other fight with Olympiad. That fight was March 24th. We started training like early November, hard every day for 5 months straight. By the time February came out, we was burnt the fuck out. And
whose idea was to get such an early start? Was it because
idea?
But was it because the fight wasn't finalized and you just was staying ready?
No. Let me reassure you, bro. The fight was presented late September. I remember coming to the gym because I was supposed to have been on that Sean Porter, Errol Spence card. It was Sean Porter and Danny Garcia card. I supposed to have been on that card. Barry was like, you on the card. He told me I was on the card. So I'm telling everybody, yeah, I'm on the card. So 3 weeks from the fight, I'm stopped hearing things. The way that Barry came to me and told me that I was on the card, he didn't come to me and tell me that I wasn't on the card. He just knew that I know boxing so well that I'm not on that card. And I didn't say anything. And that's my fault. Because I didn't come to Barry and be like, look, man, you can't keep doing this. You can't keep telling me I'm about to fight. Then when the fight comes, you don't use the same energy that you use to tell me that it's not happening. It's just, you just let it dissolve. Like, and his excuse was he don't like relaying bad news to good people. But this is your job. This is the position you take as a coach, as a leader. Mm-hmm. You have to have those uncomfortable conversations. And I was never confirmed that I was on the card or not off the card. So I'm like, man, here we go again with this. So
to be clear, Barry was also your manager trainer.
Right, which I think is a bad combination. A bad combination. Somebody that
it's working for Terrence Crawford.
But that's Terrence Crawford. Do the percentage. Do the percentage of how many fighters are and put Terrence Crawford in the bowl. The percentage won't even show up on the percentage chart because there's not enough people that's succeeding with a coach and a manager versus you having to spread her out. I'm not going for that.
Bam Rodriguez is coached and managed by Robert Garcia. And he got champion Joshua Franco. But
okay,
I get what you're saying. You are right. There are less cases of manager, trainer, coaches successful versus a fighter with his individual manager and his individual coach.
Absolutely.
But I do got some questions from the people. I do want to get these off before you go. We've been having you for a minute. Ruin the 504, which is New Orleans. You kind of touched on this, but if you want to, give him anything specific, he says, what's the reason for the periods of inactivity over the last few years?
504, Louisiana in the house. Let's get it. Bad management, injuries, just lack of speaking out. And that's on me. Like, I didn't go to Bury not one time in these crises of mine, but like, man, when I'm going to fight, you're not letting me fight. I never cried out. How I cried out was train harder. Beat your body up some more, which was some idiot shit on my part because I didn't know. Just go beat the bag up some more. Go run extra miles. Go event and exercise or do something to make these people believe that you're in shape and you're ready to go. So, yes, it was injuries, bad management, and just lack of me speaking out on the things that I needed.
James Valdez in San Antonio says, what's your thoughts on Tank ignoring all the greasy talk from Gary Russell calling him out? That is true. How do you guys feel about that in that area? I mean, Gary holds nothing back. He really gets pretty disrespectful with Tank, and you never hear Tank talk about it.
I have no comments on that. San Antonio in the house, I have no comments on that.
Do you think that fight will ever happen in the ring?
No.
Ooh. Okay. Would Antoine Russell, the 140, ever fight Tank?
That's a possibility.
Okay.
That's a possibility. And, that's not far-fetched at all. So that could be something.
I got Brandon in Houston that says, do you find it hard to cut weight past your mid-30s? What do you do to remain in shape that you find to be the most helpful?
Stay away from drinking and drugs. And I don't have any baby mama drama. I don't have any kids. I don't have no taxi agency chasing me. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. And my diet, your diet is everything. You know what I mean? And it's not just for boxing. Fuck boxing. We talking about my life. I want to be 105 years old. You know what I mean? I want to see a boxer surpass Mayweather records. Ray Robinson. I want to see these things. So the right thing is to eat right, live right, drink plenty of water, and mind your business.
New York Bullet, what's good, champ? Respect to you. If you had the chance to fight against any legend to test your skills, who would it be? And that could be obviously past or current.
New York, Bullet. Let's do it. Aaron Pryor. That's who I would love to get in the ring with.
Why, champ?
Because I feel like my rhythm is similar to his, what I just built in my later career. And I feel like we'd be the perfect dancing partner. And he the type, like, he got that you got to kill me mentality. If anything, if you used to beat him, because I'm trying to figure out who beat him in the pros. Did he ever take a loss? He took one. I'm not sure. But amazing guy, man. One of my favorites. Aaron Pryor, for sure. He'd be the one that I would love to get in the ring with and test my skills and my will and everything that I got in my body.
Yeah, his lone defeat was to Bobby Joe Young.
Wow. And I couldn't even tell you Bobby Joe Young is if you told me that 1,000 times, bro.
out of all the legends he fought, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that was either early in his career or late in his career.
Definitely towards the end of his career.
Yeah, I can't see nobody beating that man in his prime. Ray Leonard know what's up. Hearns know what's up. All those guys knew what was up with him.
And SDX Renzi asks, since you had issues with Barry, is there a trainer that you wish you would have trained with back then?
No. Well, actually, I was getting underground messages from Ronnie Shields. Like because in the Mississippi days, we used to see Ronnie Shields a lot. And a lot of fighters would be like, man, Ronnie said, call him, man, Ronnie, because people inbox me. Then when I finally seen him at the MGM Grand in DC in Maryland, he grabbed me. He looked me dead in my eyes. And he said, are you okay? I said, yes. He said, I'm always here. And he let me go. That's what Ronnie Shields said to me. Shout out to Ronnie. Always been a good guy. Before I started boxing, his voice was real familiar because me and my brother was big Holyfield fans. And his voice was very refreshing. Like, he will be passionate, but not like bitchy. Like sometimes a coach can be bitchy, just blah 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 blah. You can see the urgency, but you can hear we know where we going with this. This ain't just no 1 round, 2 round thing. Overall, over the fight, we know where this going. You know what I mean? And like I said, he was one of the ones. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Rest his soul, Nassim Richardson. He the reason why I got this A+ on my chest right here. He used to coach us when we was younger. Like when Burry couldn't make it to tournaments, he used to leave us with Nazim. When Nazim couldn't make it to tournaments, he used to leave Rock, Tiger, Island with Burry. And I don't care where I was at, who I was fighting. I could be fighting somebody from Philly. He still be going with me. Like, he had undeniable love for me. Like, he always wanted to see me win. I love that dude, man. Rest his soul, man. Was a good soldier. Nassim Richardson, man. He, like I said, he was one of the ones, man, that always, when I see him in them tournaments, I miss them hugs, man. We see him when I was a little boy to come give me a hug and tell me, man, like A+. When I was like, A+, baby. And at 16 years old, I went and got a tattoo against my parents' will. I didn't ask nobody. He kept pumping me up with the A+ thing. I said, you know what? Get that tattoo right here. And I seen him in the Junior Olympics. When I wanted that year, I beat Anthony Durrell in the championship. And I took my tank top and I went just like this.
Damn, hold up, champ. What weight class was that you beat Anthony Durrell?
132.
What
15,
the
16,
fuck?
Yep, 15,
Bro,
16.
when did Anthony have a 40-pound growth spurt?
No, I'm gonna let me tell you the story about the Durrell brothers. I've never seen a group of kids, a group of people hit a growth spurt the way that they did. Let me, and I remember so vividly. Andre Durrell fought 119 in the U.S. Championships in January of 2002. Golden Gloves, he went from 119 to 139. Then he went from the Golden Glove to the PAL, he went from 139 to 156. Within 6 months, we kept saying these guys like, man, what the hell is going on? They just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. We couldn't understand what was happening. But when we see in each other in tournaments, like 3 months later, they just kept getting bigger. We look at the bout sheet, because I came prepared to fight Andre, because I knew Anthony was sweeping past my weight at 125, because Anthony was 112. But then Anthony went to 119. He skipped 125 and went straight to 132. And then I had to fight 132 because man called Dargan was in the same region at region 2. And Nassim Richardson and Burry was so tight. They like, look, which made sense. We stronger together. We shouldn't beat each other up in the regions and go out to the nationals and get beat up some more. We need to divide this thing out so we have stronger fighters when we go out there. So I was like, cool. So Dynamite cut the weight. I moved up to 132, even though I was walking around like, 127, 128. People would be out there cutting way up, eating pieces of ice cream, just doing whatever I wanted to do. And man, Anthony Darrell fought in the championship. And that was the toughest fight, my toughest amateur fight in my career.
Wow.
I just remember getting hit with bombs. Like, is this shit ever going to stop? Like, what the hell? Like, the dog Darrell is real. Like, the power he got is real. And
obviously, if it carried all those divisions, that's crazy.
Yes, and then he ended up going to 178 in the Olympic trials. Like I said, we couldn't understand how they grew that fast within that short radius of time. But it was a beautiful thing, man. To the Darrell brothers, we kicked it into Ukraine together. The Darrell brothers, because it's crazy, because the bigger brother Andre act like Lamont a little bit, and the Anthony is like me a little bit. It's like we got the same, and we shared rooms together, and that's when we became tight in Ukraine in 2003.
Wow. Boxing, man, amazing. Listen, I want to ask you about Frank Martin. He fought obviously this weekend. So before I let you go, what's your thoughts on his performance? And you know, what do you think about Errol wanting to match him with Isaac Cruz, who obviously took Tank 12 rounds?
I think Frank Martin is definitely on his game. He looked absolutely beautiful the other night. You can see the dedication that he put in. You can see the knowledge that he's soaking up from Errol Spence, Jamil, and Derek James. And shout out to Derek James too, man. He's doing an exquisite job with those guys, man. And outstanding. But I think Frank Martin right now is the problem at 135. He's a problem for anybody. For Tank, for anybody. Anybody. Shakur, he's a problem for anybody. And you can
is
see
he a problem for you, champ? You said you were gonna go back down to 135.
Yeah, he will be a problem for me, but I believe I will beat him. But it won't be an easy task, that's for sure. Because like I said, Shorty got he got a lot of firepower behind him. Not saying with punches, I'm saying like the backing. You got arguably the pound for pound best fight in the world today, arguably the best pound for pound coach today, and you got the undisputed 154 pounder in your ear every day, all day, with the nutritionist, dietitianist, the technology, the confidence, all that. That's what you're facing. You're not facing just no Frank Martin, just the name Frank Martin. You facing all those things I just mentioned. And they got that thing down to a science. And they're doing a beautiful job. And I hope they keep it up. And if I was able to get that fight, trust me, I would use all my attributes, which I have a 74-inch arm reach. People don't even know that. I got a 74-inch arm reach. That's like heavyweight reach, you know what I mean? And I would use that as an advantage. And I would never engage or never, of course, you know, Michelle, good little fighter, but I think he was just too green for that stage, for that time. Like, he never made the adjustments. He never made the switches. He never did the necessary things it takes to switch and win the fight. So you know, who knows, that loss could be good for Michelle. Come back, you know, get his feet together and maybe disappoint another fighter. You know what I mean? Who knows? But back to your question with Isaac, the little Pitbull, I think that's a good fight for Frank, because Isaac Cruz gonna be available. He's gonna be available for him, and I think he'll be able to hit all his points. I think he will be able to execute a beautiful game plan and stick to it and win the fight.
How many fights you think you would want before you get in there with the likes of a Michelle Rivera, Isaac, Frank Martin? Or are you ready now? Because, you know, obviously you've been ready and you just weren't getting the opportunities.
Right now, if you can promise me a elite 8 to 10 week training camp, I will get in there with anybody. King Kong, whoever it is out there, do you want me a 10,000? If you give me the proper, if you ensure me that I'm going to have the proper training camp, which is cryo machines, hyperbaric chambers, dietitianist, nutritionist, personal trainer, temperature must be right. All of these things that it takes to win, to give yourself the best chance to win on that battlefield. I'm not saying this is a guaranteed win when you got all the things. You can go on and have a best training camp in your life and get knocked out with one punch. But the percentage of that happening is very slim. And the percentage of you winning with that on your back is very high. I'll take those percentages high than low. So yes, if I was to get a perfect elite training camp from 8 to 10 weeks, you can put me in there with anybody, and I promise you, I will not budge. I will not think or assume that I'm going to lose. I would know because like I never had this before, and that will be my biggest confidence going into these events, knowing that when that 10th round comes, I can press this button and get your ass up out of there because my health, not my athleticism, not my rhythm, not my style, not my range, none of that. We talking about my health, which I truly believe that is missing in boxing today. Nobody really talk about the fighter's health. And we're not talking about chronic injuries like diabetes or internal organ damage, no shit like that. We talking about getting prepared for a 12-round event with somebody else who's prepared for a 12-round event just as best as you, just as much as you, and go in there and handle yourself. Because I believe no human being is built for the physical brutality of boxing. You may have the mentality, you may have the grit, the gut, but at the end of the day, no regular person just gonna come off the streets and do a 12-round fight and be okay. You have to prepare for these things. You have to put your body through certain things. The body is an amazing machine. It's gonna react to whatever you give to it. So if you put yourself in the best position to be in shape and to be with these elite fighters, it's gonna respond for you. But if you don't, it's gonna respond for you too. And the response that you want is not gonna be good.
Champ, absolute last one. Brandon Lee is the only guy on that Tank card with a TBA. What's the likelihood that they throw you in there with him? And is that someone that you would take for January 7th?
Nope. Hell no. And then you hearing it from me. It's not that I'm scared of him or I don't think I can win. We 18 days out right now. And if they was to be like, oh, we want you to fight, it'd be absolutely no. I don't give a fuck how much money they was giving or none of that. Because like I said, I know this game. I spent 28 years, nothing outside of boxing. I never had a side job. I never had a summer job. I've never been employed. I never did anything else but box, study boxing, love boxing, drink boxing, piss boxing, all of that. And I know damn well that in 18 days, you cannot go in that ring and do the things you want to do. The percentage of you doing what you want to do is very slim to none. And I'm not taking that percentage of chance. And I didn't even know he was on the card.
I know I said that was the last one, but I'm going to ask you our poll question. Who would you like to see Frank face? Maxie Hughes. He's with the Zone. He's the IBO champion. Rolly Romero coming off the knockout loss to Tank. Edwin De Los Santos coming off the knockout win over Rayo.
I like to see that Rolly situation.
A lot of people seem to like that.
Rolly, I ain't gonna lie, Rolly won me over, man. He won me over. I can't stand this little plucker head ass, but he won me over.
What was it? What was it? What did it for you?
That just the confidence. You know, you might think somebody's crazy for believing in themselves that deep. And then just after the fact that he got knocked out by Tank, like, of course, you know, he said what he said, but he's still out here barking. He's still out here barking for, you know, for Errol Spence, even though I know that's far-fetched, but I truly believe he will get in there and try to knock Errol out, even though I know it won't happen. But he will get in there and try to knock Errol out. And Tyson Fury, it's two guys in boxing that I could not stand. And if they won me over, I give them that.
Well, champ, I ain't going to keep you, man. This was a great interview. Obviously, we're live, so people in the chat have been loving the conversation. I want to thank you for coming on. Wish you the best of success on January 7th. And, yeah, man, can't wait to get you back on once you get another fight announcement.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, man. And shout out to you too, man. Keep doing your thing, man. And, you know, your time is here. I ain't saying your time is coming. Your time is here. And I appreciate everything. Thanks for having me on. And good luck with everything, man. And hopefully in the future we gonna, you know, chop it up again. and we're
sure.
gonna talk about
Thank
that.
you, champ.
Talk about that documentary in that story.
Absolutely. You got to come on so we could tell our audience when it officially drops.
Y'all can be like one of the first ones that I present the date, some of the things that's gonna be in there, or whatever. So just get in contact with me, Peterson Anthony 808 on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook.
All right. Well, champ, thank you once again. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Anthony Peterson, the champ, January 7th, back in the ring. Take it easy and enjoy the rest of your day. We are available to take callers. We are discussing Frank Martin and his options. Seems like our poll, which is over 500 votes, Danny, everybody's looking at Rolly. I told you guys Rolly was a star after the Tank fight. I told you he would be a star during the buildup, win or lose. I knew that he was going to come out of that. I kept saying it.
You did.
And look, everybody wants a piece of Rolly. Keyshawn Davis across the street. Now you got Frank Martin right in-house. You know, and Rolly's ranked at 140 as well, man. I mean, he reminds me of Diego Chavez. The only other guy to come out of a loss to Keith Thurman and get Brandon Rios and Timothy Bradley fights directly after. That's when you know you've done something right. I don't know that Rolly's an option. I feel like I was talking to Bullet. I know I did an interview with Bullet. And there's also been a lot of rumors of possible Arthur Puello, right? Alberto Puello and Rolly.
Yes.
So for Rolly, like, why would he fight Martin without knowing for sure if Bobby Santos' trained fighter, Alberto Puello, the WBA champ, isn't going to give him a shot? Because now remember, there was something mandated for Alberto Puello and Gary Antoine Russell, but Jake Donovan from Boxing Scene reported that isn't going to happen, that he spoke to multiple people, and they're saying that fight is super unlikely to ever happen. But we are taking callers. You can call us 1-425-569-5241. You can hit us up on Discord and join us there if you want to voice your opinion. You can also talk to us on Twitter Spaces. I got SDX Renzi. What's going on?
Good morning, man. Shout out TBV.
Good morning.
Y'all know the vibes. I appreciate you for getting to my question, Ness. You know, even though you handled that like a professional. But yeah, man, as far as this fight, Frank Martin, I definitely think Pitbull got to step up. He already trying to duck Shakur, and if he don't fight Frank, then what he want to do, you know? He wanted the Tank rematch, but we feel like he really don't deserve that after he got beat up with one hand. So I feel like this is the next best thing for Pitbull. Like, if he want to be back in that light, he might as well take somebody who really gon', you know, give him a challenge and show him some smoke. And if he do any good with Frank, then he might be back in that conversation again. But if he don't do that, I don't really see what he got going on. He don't want to fight Shakur either. But yeah, that's what I would love to see though.
He got to do something. He got to fight somebody, right?
Yeah. He playing, like, you know. I would have thought. I ain't gonna lie. Even if he didn't think he would have won the Shakur fight, I thought he would have still took it. Cause that the dog in him that I see, I thought he was just gonna be like, shit, whoever line up, I'm with it. So to see him not take that Shakur fight, I'm like, oh shit, you know, I thought the hype.
He must have got a call. We going out. You back? You got a call, huh?
Yeah, they calling me to drop a load, but I appreciate y'all. Shout out TBV, man.
Shout out to you.
Shout out, champ.
We going out to Ari Boxing on Twitter Spaces. We are rocking on Twitter Spaces. If you're joining us there, go ahead and retweet the space. Let everybody know we had a great guest, a great interview, and we're having a great debate.
Good morning, gentlemen. How y'all doing?
Straight.
Yeah, I don't think that Rolly Romero is an option for Frank Martin. The reason why I say that is because Rolly's been talking about fighting at 140. You know, he was, I mean, on a few interviews I've seen that he's like, oh no, you know, I was depleted for the Tank fight, and that was kind of his thing of like saying why he lost. So I don't think that's a real option. Pitbull looks like he's going the IBF route, right? Because he declined his core fights. Looks like he's going the IBF route. Given that Lomachenko is the only person. Well, Lomachenko is one of the two people that's ranked above him in that particular IBF, and he's probably going to fight Devin Haney. So that'll leave Isaac Cruz to fight Lemos for possibly a vacant title if Haney moves up to 140. So I don't think that's a realistic option. I think I like the De Los Santos fight. De Los Santos is coming off a good win. Frank Martin's coming off of a great win over Michel Rivera. So I think that's a possible opponent, same size of the street, and they're both looking for opponents. What do you guys think?
I mean, he just beat a Dominican that was perceived to be way better than De Los Santos, more experienced than De Los Santos. So I don't know what beating De Los Santos proves.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think Michel Rivera, obviously had, I don't know, I mean, was perceived better, but I feel like, it's southpaw to southpaw. De Los Santos has power. De Los Santos beating Valenzuela, he had some buzz after that fight. A lot of people were kind of, trying to see when he's fighting up against again. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's a good fight just if they make it. But we'll see which way Frank Martin goes. And listen, man, shout out to Frank Martin. That was a great performance. Completely, exceeded my expectations of his talent. And shout out to him, man.
For sure, man. For sure. He definitely did good. Ari, man, thank you for calling in. As always, appreciate you joining us. Don't forget to retweet the space. Mad Bent Seeing. Mad Bent. Mad Bent.
Can you hear me?
I hear you, but I hear a lot of noise in the background. What you got going on?
The boxing voice.
You got to turn it off, champ. I got great news for you.
You still having it in the background?
No, we don't hear it, but you ready for this great news?
All right. Give me some news.
I talked to Kenichi Beer, and we got a 24-hour rush sale for the Hibernation 5s. So since it's a 24-hour sale, instead of the 15% off, they're giving you 24% off for the next 24 hours if you want to buy another set. I know you've been trying to get one. Just saying, 24% is almost 25%, man. That's a big discount. Just saying, Christmas sale, 24%, 24 hours, code TBV. But talk to me.
I'm gonna go on the website after the call. Hey, I think the Pitbull Cruz fight would be a good fight for Frank Martin. I gotta agree with the last call. I think De Los Santos will be a good fight. I know everybody was on the Michel Rivera because of the Ali persona, and he had some good wins. But I think De Los Santos, after the Rayo win, would do well in a Frank Martin fight. But whatever. Hector gonna be they're gonna be talking about Hector after January getting a Frank Martin fight and a Pitbull fight and a Rolly fight because he's gonna be a star after getting slept by Tanquil. That's all I gotta say. Hector gonna be a star, and what's my man, the pretty boy? He's gonna be a superstar after Tank knock him out. Tank make them see stars and turn them into stars. Tanquil. That's all I gotta say.
Tanquil,
all right, that's my call. I'm gonna go check that out.
All right, champ. The link is in our live show right here on YouTube. It is a 24-hour flash sale. You can only get 24% off using the code TBV, something exclusive we did. I'm also talking to my, my shirt provider, FTWR, to see could we get a little Christmas discount code as well. I want to obviously be able to offer you guys, better discounts for the holiday season so that you can, get some merchandise and or products at a beautiful discounted rate. Shout out to the fam and everybody that supports the show. We all taking callers on Discord. We got Jonathan Sims that was hating like crazy on Anthony.
Good morning, TBV.
Buenos dias. 24% off, Kenichi Bear. Go get your Hibernation 5s.
I hear you. I'm going to check them out. And Ness, thank you so much, for your platform and all that you do. I know I don't always see eye to eye with you, but you respect me as a caller, and I appreciate that.
For sure.
Frank Martin, I like Isaac Cruz. I like Rolly. I like the Rolly fight. We're going to beat the confidence out of him then. But whoever he fights, I think is going to be an exciting fighter. One thing I love about the community is y'all come up with great ideas as far as opponents. So I'm just kind of sitting back watching. But to Ant Peterson, man, thank you for taking out the time to come on the show. Thank you for giving us insight on the boxing world and the ugliness to it. I don't fully agree with everything you said. I think some self-reflection and self-accountability definitely has to be taken into account. And my brother, one thing I'll just say is I know Barry isn't perfect, but Barry is an image, and he's done a lot for the Black community and a lot for people. And he's not perfect, and he probably hasn't done everything that he said he's done. But as a Black man, you got to protect his image out in the public. You got to handle certain things behind closed doors, my brother. Whether it's your truth or not. And Barry, I hope you don't even come out here and entertain this or respond to this. Y'all handle that behind closed doors. I just think, Ant, that, you got to take more accountability because your brother got the opportunities, and Ness asked you that, and you kind of swerved it because he did get the opportunities. The same opportunities I'm sure were there for you, but he went about it differently, and that's life. It's the roads that you travel and how you deal with them down those paths. So I just think that, you got to take a little bit more accountability because I think that's something that, our community struggles with. We run from adversity versus dealing with it, figuring out and how to be better from it. So, you mentioned about a perfect camp with a perfect temperature and the perfect shoes and the perfect socks and clean draws. And it's like, bro, boxing is a poor man's sport. Nobody has that shit. So like that shit is earned. You got to earn those things. So like it just seems like mentally you got to get somewhere, but probably before you should get in the ring. But thank you again for your time. And I don't want it to seem like what you said was water under the bridge, because there was some truth, probably for sure, especially about Barry and how your career went. But come on, brother, we got to do a little bit better when we doing these interviews because you got kids watching. And we want to make sure we're painting the right picture. So that's my call, Ness, and thank you.
Thank you for calling in. Obviously, we appreciate it. We are taking calls on our landline. The number to call, 1-425-569-5241. We can also take your calls on Twitter Spaces if you want to use Twitter. And we're also on Discord. For anybody using Discord, feel free to rock out with us. Let's see. On Blog Talk, looks like we got somebody in the D.C. area. Is this Jay Hardcore? No. This is Blue. Blue from Baltimore. What up?
Hello?
What's good, champ?
Hello? You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm about to say, I seen the Frank Martin fight. Yo, I think that fight was lit. That was a real good fight right there. But as far as who he should see next, I think that he should see, I think he should fight Pitbull for real. I think that's a good matchup. Him and Pitbull, that'd be a real good fight. And I feel like Rolly should fight Rivera next for real. Because they said something about, they asked Rivera, was he going to move up to 142? And if he move up to 140 and Rolly move up to 140, that'll be a good matchup for real. So I think both of them should go ahead and make that fight. And I think Pitbull, Frank Martin, that's a good matchup right there. Even though I got Frank Martin just dog walking there for real. I don't even
Dog
think
walking
Pitbull's
Pitbull, not outboxing him. You saying dog walking Pitbull?
He really gonna take you for a walk. Same way Shakur would. Yeah, all of them just gonna take you for a walk. I don't even think Pitbull will take that fight either. Yo. I think he's gonna duck that smoke too. Same way he ducked Shakur. He wouldn't take that fight. They can try to make that fight, but I don't think he's gonna take it. And that's just true, Bill.
So if he can't get Isaac, who would you rather see Frank with? Give him another option if he can't get Eastside, because you saying he gonna duck him.
Right. I think Isaac Cruz gonna duck Frank Martin. If he can't get Cruz, I think another good matchup for him would be Shakur, because Shakur can't get a fight. Shakur trying to fight with everybody, so if he trying to fight with everybody, he can't get a fight with nobody. And they talking about who Frank Martin will fight next. He might as well just make the fight with Shakur.
Yeah, but
he can't
that's
get a fight with nobody else.
you know the only issue. The only issue with that is that's PBC top rank.
That's crossing platforms. But I mean, they did it before. I mean, PBC and Showtime
For bigger
really
fights.
do that thing like.
They done it for bigger fights. I don't know that they gonna do it for these guys just yet. Like Frank gonna have to get some more clout.
That's a big fight though. That would be a big fight though, for real. And it would be early on, just like how they thought this was a big fight early on. Everybody marked this up to be a big fight, but I mean, like, this would be even bigger. Now that you've seen what Frank Martin brings to the table, we know that he Errol Spence fighter. All of that type of height, that'll bring enough fans to the seats. I feel like everybody, pack in to see that right there. Shakur, everybody knows Shakur nice. He nice. They could go ahead cross platforms for that fight right there. He can't get a fight. You see what I'm saying? He really, if he that.
I just don't think Earl. I don't think Earl gonna cross platforms to fight Shakur. You know, Frank called out Devin. If you gonna cross platforms, got to be for them belts.
Well, that's true. That's true too. I agree with that. He definitely will want a belt up off of somebody. So if he try and get a belt, I mean, Devin got all the belts. He could definitely try to shoot and fight Tank, but Tank already squared away with Ryan, so he already booked. Can't really get chilled. So, I mean, they kind of tied up right now with 135. Yo. I feel like that's a good option if they just keep running a long course of time. If too much duration go by and Shakur can't get a fight, they might as well just make it shake, yo. Just go ahead and just make it shake, yo. Just give the fans what they want, yo. Just put some asses in the seats and give us a fight. Because at the end of the day, that's what we want. We want good fights, period. We don't care about risk and all of that. The fans want a good fight, yo. So they need to figure that out. All of these BS fights we keep getting, all these old B-level fighters, fighting good fighters who we know already nice, and people who already confident and all of that. And then we got this issue with the black fighters never really fighting each other, you see what I'm saying, but they tweet all day. So we gotta fix that in boxing, yo. Like, MMA don't go through all that because Dana White just square shit away. But you mean in this boxing world, it's like
MMA don't go through what? You said MMA don't go through what?
I say
Not as much as we do. Come on, man. We hear that all the time that they get to fight the best over there.
Man.
That's what I'm saying. That's the point I'm trying to make. That's the point that I'm trying to make right there. It's not enough of that in boxing. See,
yeah, I mean, Lou DiBella just said that yesterday. But listen, I got to definitely get to some other callers. But Lou said that yesterday on our episode. If you guys haven't caught that, he said that to us, Danny. You didn't contest him. He said that they force the best to fight the best in the UFC. That's was his words, force.
Yeah, I mean, the loose shit was very prolonged, and we was on a tight, you feel me? We was on a
So you saying you let him live?
Oh, I was quiet for like 40 minutes, champ. Yeah. Because it was like, yeah, I mean, if the best fighting the best, you know what I'm saying? Like, why is you waiting for a guy that's never fought at heavyweight for your heavyweight champ to fight? You know what I'm saying? Because he's the attraction. He ain't the best. He ain't fought at heavyweight. John Jones cannot be the best at heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? But yet they waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. It's the same Errol Spence shit.
But is they waiting, or
No, they waiting.
is a fight that could happen if John moves up? Because he ain't fight a heavyweight yet, did he?
Nah, but he's talked about moving up for over 3 years.
All right, well, that's on him. That motherfucker got to move up. Why you blaming the UFC?
Because they're the ones waiting on him, bro.
Okay, but that's the point, Danny. It's still up to the fucking fighter. Earl been talking about 54 for how long? Fedor been calling him out, waiting on him for how long?
Nah.
Now what? He been talking about 54 for how long, bruh? You tripping?
This year, maybe?
You snap.
So, okay,
Google
has
that
Earl
shit.
been fighting, though?
Has he been fighting? Yeah.
Okay, so
just like John Jones and Ngannou, they fighting in their respective divisions, I'm sure.
Bro, what part of he ain't competed in over 3 years you don't get?
Oh, that's
and they
different.
still waiting on this cocksucker.
I mean, I don't know about
and
waiting.
He stay popping.
I don't know about waiting. If he ain't fought in 3 years, how they waiting on him?
Because that's what just came out of Dana White mouth.
What he said?
That they waiting to see what John does in 2023 to see what Francis does.
I mean, and that also makes sense. It's been 3 years. Maybe in 2023, you're finally injury-free.
Yeah, maybe in 2023 I'll grow a full fucking head of hair.
So let me ask you now. Is there another heavyweight fight to make that they not making?
I mean, shit, the guys that have been fighting, yeah.
All right, who?
Shit, I'm finna pull them up for you.
Exactly. That's why, because the motherfucking Ngannou fight versus John Jones is a fight that I even know, and I don't watch those fuckers. I never watched neither of them dudes ever fight in a fight ever, but I know their names. Ron Boy Fresh, what up?
What up, Slim? What's good with you? Man, hell of a motherfucking interview, man. God damn, that was a good shit.
Look, he
Boy, I
could
know
fight
you wanna-
Stipe. He could fight Stipe again.
Again, man, let this
Bro,
man get his
he
call.
could fight Tata Vusa, bro. That'd be huge. 50,000.
Vusa is we at a Thai fucking restaurant. Tata Vusa.
Tata Vusa he'll be the A side and get that fight in Australia.
Danny trying to start a UFC podcast. Don't let
Man, fuck UFC. Fuck UFC. Everybody got time for that sucker shit. But anyway, hell of an interview, Ness, man. I know you had a lot more shit you wanted to ask, but you ain't want to, I could dig it. Ant, one of them real ones, always been a real one, and I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not touching the Barry Hunter shit, but that's they shit. I ain't getting into all that. I know a little shit about that, but that's that. Man, as far as Martin, I lost quite a bit of bread this weekend. I thought Dom Ali was going to put up a better effort. God damn, that motherfucker.
Bro, I put 50 on that motherfucker. I can't believe
I lost
it,
500 fucking around with him, man.
You bet 500 on Rivera?
I had bets all the way around, you know how that go, and that shit ended up to 5-0, but it's all good. As far as the most logical fight is actually De Los Santos, even though he'll beat the shit out of De Los Santos, but that's the only logical fight. I think Shakur's gonna fight Jermaine Ortiz. Jermaine Ortiz, Ja already put it out there saying he's fighting another southpaw next, so it's gonna be Shakur. As far as Jermaine,
man, that's fucked up. Jermaine on that Devin Haney, George Camboso's motherfucking fight schedule. Only tough fights.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's all that's left. I mean, it is what it's going to be. Shakur can't get a fight, with Shakur won it was, Zepeda and Cruz. He can't get that. But I'm all right with the Ortiz joint, man. I mean, it is going to be what it's going to be on that. But as far as Martin, I think is a top 5 motherfucker. It was more than just he is a top 5 fighter, man. I'm convinced. He top 5 at 135, Slim. Like he got a lot of shit with him. He can actually throw them things. Will he get a belt there? I doubt it. And as far as Isaac Cruz is a truth. I don't know why people like him, because he went 12 with a motherfucking busted hand up Davis, I guess. Mm-hmm. But he gonna end up getting an IBF, right? This I'm telling you, Ness. He gonna end up getting an IBF, like my man Uri said, and they gonna try to push for unification, because them belts will be getting vacated. I told you this already. So he's gonna end up getting an IBF fighting that Gusto dude. And then they're gonna try to push for unification with Davis and Isaac Cruz probably 2024, and that's how they gonna do that shit. Rolly, as far as 140, Rolly terrible. I just don't see him be. Rolly is terrible, so I guess he's good for entertainment, but that motherfucker terrible. So he probably end up fighting Poilo or somebody. I don't know. Really, I want him to fight Brandon Lee for real. That's who I really want. Just feed him to Brandon Lee. Brandon Lee need that so-called step-up fight. If y'all think Rolly thorough, well, let him fight Brandon Lee then. You dig? But that's all I got for you, Mo. I ain't gonna hold you. But that's it, Slim. I'm out.
All right, champ. Appreciate you calling in. Thank you for the call. If you're on Blog Talk, you got to hit that one button. That's going to let me know you're ready to rock and roll. We got Majid in Ohio. What up?
Yo, you can hear me?
Yes, sir.
We hear you.
All right, everybody need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join YouTube members and Patreon for some. Those Twitter spaces, y'all retweet that shit so more people could call in. But shit, man, shout out for that interview you did with the little brother. I just got something with these little brothers, like even the Darrell one. It seemed like the main brothers that everybody look at, they get their shots up first, then they get all worn out. And then they starting to use the little brothers and everything. So I ain't never think that little brother had no time to shine until he was shining, because he did lose too. But other than that, with this Frank Martin thing or whatever, I'm like, yo, the band, like, I picked him to win, and I think he a good ass fighter. But I think this bandwagon shit, man, it's like a seesaw. Like the way that it's like last week, everybody was Rivera. Now they see what happened, and it's like, oh man, this nigga Tank, Shakur, all these people at top, but the people in between we missing. And then on top of that, with the PBC business side, they already know the biggest fights, we don't get them shits when we want them or whatever, but everybody playing blind and dumb today or whatever. So as far as top rank versus PBC, like, come on, y'all. Y'all too old for this shit. Y'all too fucking old for this shit. Y'all know that ain't how the business working. Y'all know they ain't gonna do it. I would love to see that shit, but stop fucking dreaming. As far as I'm concerned, I look at it like, you gotta look at these PBC rosters. Give me Esau Cruz or the dude that beat Ryo. You know what I'm saying? I like to see him fight one of those people, because we had the guy Gervonta just knocked out. I can't even remember the dude's name and shit. Rolly. He talk about, nobody knows him. Like he ain't like it ain't nothing he want to do and shit. So in reality, you just give me Pitbull or the dude that beat Ryo. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where it should be. But as far as this nigga all of a sudden being part of Man Down and championship fights or these big ass fights that come on, y'all. Like we gotta speak realistic. This the boxing voice or whatever. And a part of that shit is just being honest. Y'all know that those two entities ain't trying to do that shit right now. These niggas about to play Russian roulette with their fighters that's gonna make them money and shit. But other than that, all I gotta say is people stop dreaming and motherfucking look at these motherfucking PBC rosters. We might even get a motherfucking Gamboa again and shit. Like, they gotta stop playing this shit. But that's all I got, man.
All right. Yo, does Murataya have a brother?
Not that I know of.
Isn't his first name Raymond?
Yeah. That is his name, champ.
It's not Gabriel. El Maestro. Murataya?
Nah, it's Raymond Murataya.
Would it be Raymond Gabriel or Gabriel Raymond? What the fuck? Is there two of them that Robert Garcia trains? Because one,
there might be, yeah.
He's got a fight January 28th, and he looks just like Raymond.
Yeah, there very well might be.
Well, that's strange. If you're on Blog Talk, gotta hit that numero uno. That's gonna let me know you're ready to rock and roll. I got the People's Champ in Cincinnati. What up?
Champ. Talk to us.
Don't forget, we having a flash sale for Christmas. We got about 5 days before old Saint Nick slides down the chimney. Make sure them stockings is stuffed. Get yourself a set of Hibernation 5s, because once again, we got a flash sale. You can only get 25, well, 24, but shit, 24 is 25. You know what I'm saying? Percent off by using the code TBV right now. 24-hour sale. Go ahead and get yourself a set of Hibernation 5s. They work perfectly on the show. I'm sure you've heard people mention when they call in. People's Champ, what up?
Yo, Ness, Danny, what's good, fellas?
What
We hear you. We hear you.
Yeah, as far as what's next for Frank Martin, I'm kind of with a lot of other people. I like the De Los Santos fight. Make a little gimmick out of this shit. Call him like the Dominican killer or something. Just have him beating up all Dominicans.
Whoa.
Everybody,
Why we got to get so
everybody,
disrespectful?
I ain't saying it like that, you know. Everybody fight Mexicans and come out with the sombreros and shit. Let him be like, the Dominican killer. Wear some baseball shit. You Dominicans love your baseball. Let him come out with like a baseball bat or something.
Oh,
I don't know,
man.
just the way. No, I'm talking shit. But yeah, like I like the De Los Santos fight. As far as Rolly, I think Rolly's gonna probably move up and fight Puello for that WBA strap. Rolly's like Mayweather's flagship fighter at this point, so they're gonna try their best to put a title around his waist and rebrand him as this big time star. So I think they're gonna move him up to 140. And with Cruz, man, the way I look at it, if you turn down a Shakur fight, why would you fight Frank Martin? It's nowhere near as big of a fight as Shakur. So you probably ain't gonna get as much money.
It could have been a managerial thing, like, yo, show me your loyalty. Don't cross the street.
I guess.
Because he ain't take the Ryan fight either.
That's what I'm saying. So you turning down two of the biggest fights in the division to fight a dangerous up-and-comer and it's probably not going to get you as much money as it would have been fighting the other two guys. So if they do allow him to fight Frank Martin, that's terrible managerial. Fuck loyalty. That's terrible managerial business from the standpoint of looking out at what's best for your fighter. So I like the De Los Santos fight. Maybe do shit like or revisit the little B-Hop fight even maybe, So I don't know, the sky's limit for Frank Martin. If he does get that Cruz fight, kudos to Errol Spence because he's making everything he wants to happen for his fighter happen.
What do you think about that Colbert fight? Because, I mean, that was the talk, but now that we've seen him beat Michelle, was Colbert better than Michelle? Can he do better than Michelle?
I don't know if he's better than Michelle, but Michelle just seemed off that night. I mean, I don't think that was the best Michelle Rivera. I just don't. That one, I've seen him fight better than that. So, the little B-Hopper had to be on his A+++ game to beat Frank Martin. And if he's hungry and ready to avenge that loss and get back on the right track, it'll be a good fight. Frank Martin will obviously be the favorite with B-Hop moving up. B-Hop really not having power anyway. Frank Martin having speed and power and, little shifty motherfucker that he is, he'd be the favorite. But, B-Hop gonna talk a little shit. They can sell out a little bit. I don't know. Like I said, if Errol can't get that Cruz fight for Frank Martin, shout out to Errol because he's getting this guy all these opportunities that he's in a good space with Errol, it seems like. So, yeah, man, I like Frank Martin and the future is bright for him, but I just feel like the politics of boxing is gonna stop a lot of these fights from happening.
Is he ready for the two-time champ?
He's got the skill set. Like I said, he's got he's got a combination of speed, power, and quickness. He can give Shakur as much trouble as anybody. Some of these flat-footed, slow fighters Shakur's been feasting on. Frank Martin's got a better shot of causing problems, more so than them cats he's been fighting, like Valdez or Nakatilia. So, yeah, I say he ready. Shit, put him in there, man. He probably lose, though, because Shakur is different. I don't think nobody can beat Shakur but Tank, and that's a 50-50 fight. So, yeah, man, I'm going to let you guys go, bro. I got daddy duties and shit to tend to. Y'all have a good one, TBV.
You too.
All right, champ. You as well.
Joshua Cabrera. He coming in with that Giovanni news.
What up, guys? Hey, shout out to Danny and Ness over here, seeing the future, of course. Just going off of the poll, Maxie Hughes will not be fighting Martin because he's pushing for a fight in England against Cabrera, El Cabron Cabrera. And I also don't see him fighting Rolly because he just moved up. Going off of what the previous caller said, I really like how De Los Santos, he's dangerous because he punches with people. A lot of people might take advantage of that, but kind of gives him a chance, a puncher's chance against anybody.
So you giving him that, a puncher's chance against, obviously, Frank
Martin. And I really, just from the Rayo, lefty versus lefty, they were trading big bombs. Obviously, Rayo knocked him down, even though he was getting beat up at first. And then De Los Santos, kept punching with him and then caught him. So I just feel like he does have the skills to challenge some of these top guys. If Martin is letting his hands go, that might be a problem against De Los Santos. He might have to outbox him, move a little bit, less power punching. And Martin is good enough to do that. But De Los Santos definitely makes it interesting enough to watch.
All right. Well, when do we get the announcement on Cabrera?
Hopefully soon. Maxie is pushing hard. He just vacated the IBO title, so that's up for grabs. And he's pushing for an IBF eliminator.
Damn,
so
he vacated. He tripping. It would have been better to fight for the IBF. It would have been better for Cabrera to fight for that. How you gonna vacate? That's crazy.
We were real disappointed about that as well because even though IBO is kind of like the little brother of all the championship belts, it's still something. It's a notch on your record, and it would have made the IBF fight just a little more interesting, And I've always liked the IBF. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the first title that Tyson won right after he got out of prison, So I always looked up to that title as well. I count it as one of that fifth one, but a lot of people don't. I get it.
Bad.
All
well,
right, champ.
Thank you for calling in, champ.
Thank y'all, guys.
Hope
hey, subscribe and like.
Yes, indeed, and hope to hear an announcement soon.
Word.
Thank you.
Let's see who is next. We are taking callers. You can use Discord. You can use our landline or Twitter Spaces. On Twitter Spaces, I got James Benitez. What up?
Yo, Ness, you hear me?
Perfect.
Yeah, man. Yo, Brandon damn took my take, man. I was about to say, man, you want Martin to beat every damn Dominican fighter and shit, man. You want him to go through Marinez, then fucking Rivera. Then you want him to fight De Los Santos, man. De Los Santos, that'll be a one-sided fight, man. Like all these callers are now saying, man, Frank Martin, like I've been saying, Frank Martin's a top 5 fighter. He can compete with Shakur. He's very shifty. He has good power. I believe that he'll give Shakur a damn good challenge, man. It could even be an upset, man. You know where my money's gonna be on that fight, man. Rolly already said that he's a 140-pounder, man. So that's already out the question. All those other names on the list, man. We know they wouldn't even accept the offer from that fight, man. So the only ones that really have that energy really is either Shakur, which that won't happen because the other side of the street. Davis, he's too green.
Looks like he got a call.
Yeah, looks like James dropped off.
I'm gonna keep the line going, man. 'Cause I gotta get back to work, and I'll holler at you guys on the next one. And good interview yesterday, man. That shit was classic, man. And I'm out.
Champ, appreciate you. Appreciate you tuning in, calling in. If you guys want to call in, voice your opinion, let us know your thoughts. Number to call in, 425-569-5241. And obviously, we also have Discord and Twitter Spaces as well. Anybody on Twitter, Ness?
Yeah, I got Felipe. No, this is Feliciano. Say hola. That's his tagline. Say hola. Feliciano, you got to unmute, champ.
Y'all can hear me?
Yes, we can.
Top of the top, De Lo Mio. What's good? Appreciate y'all holding this space, man. Great interview, by the way. Great interview. That's a lot of insight into the boxing life that, we don't necessarily get as, average fans or casuals or, in-depth fans. So that was pretty dope of you, man. Appreciate you holding this space and doing that. I just wanted to say that I think I was on this space with you last week before the Frank fight. And I was like, I never seen him not look sharp. And you was like, yeah, he looked bad his last fight. He didn't look so great. And I was, maybe he'll, get it together and be better, this fight. And again, I may have missed the last fight, but I ain't never see Frank not look sharp. Like, the dude is a beast. He got all the elements you need behind him at the campsite. He got Earl, he got the Charlos, he got a great coach of the year. I think the Pitbull fight just got to happen so you can get him out the way. It's easy to make. And no politics with that. Same organization, same side of the street. And it might be fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people saying he's going to dog walk Pitbull, but Pitbull got heart, man. Like, you might push him to the brink or whatever the case may be, or he might not look as sharp that fight. You know what I'm saying? So I think Frank needs to keep elevating, keep the same line he's doing, keep the same work ethic, and I just think he need to run into Pitbull. Everything else is a disagreement or a contractual a hurdle, but that wouldn't be. So I just think that's the next man for him.
All right, champ. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in.
Yes, sir.
Looks like we got CFC.
Hello, boss. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I think the best fight for Frank Martin will be Shakur Stevenson.
All right.
That's the only fight that moves the needle for Frank Martin. Even if he loses, I think it will make him a bigger star. Fighting De Los Santos, fighting Isaac Cruz will never do nothing for him. I just don't think they're not that big of a star. Shakur's the third best name at 135. So I think that's the only fight he should take.
Well, all right. All right. Now, what about the fact that it's obviously cross broadcasters, so it's across the street? Any backup name if he can't get Shakur?
No, not really, because I don't think PBC has any good prospects, I really don't think they have any good prospects for Frank Martin, man. I think his whole focus should just be on Shakur. Man.
Well, all right, champ. Appreciate you calling in. There is a little bit of feedback when we talk back, but we do appreciate your call nonetheless.
Absolutely.
We got El Camino, Big Abe in the building. What up?
Champ.
Gotta unmute, Abe. There you go.
What up, bro?
What's going
What
on?
up? Yeah, I'm just on these Kenichi headphones. They're fucking nice, bro.
Bro,
I bought me 3.
It's crazy. You just bought 3 and we got a fucking flash sale today, 24% off. But I like that you guys use them to call in because people can hear for themselves how good they sound, man. They actually really, really sound good.
They're good for everything too. I'll be using them on the road. I can't talk out of half of my vehicles. Anyway, that's that. But I was gonna say this fucking dude Cruz. I mean, my boy Givens, Viva Givens. He's trying to save that and trying to get the most out of this dude. Trying to squeeze the most out of out of Cruz. I understand, but he's gonna fucking get beat up by the PBC guys, and then he's gonna go and get beat up by. He's gonna be like our new Gamboa. He's gonna get gangbanged by all the boxers. Watch.
Who? You talking about?
Cruz, bro.
Nah, man, that dude's with Sean Gibbons, bro. He being very
That's
careful.
what I'm saying. But that's what I just said that. Mr. Viva, Brian Givens, that's his right now he's gonna try to squeeze the most out of him. So he's gonna have him fight the PBC guys, which is easy to make, right? And then after that, once he gets beat up by the dudes over here, then he's gonna cross the street and get fucked up by the other dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the smart way to do it. If he's gonna get, because that motherfucker's not gonna, he's not beating nobody, bro. Come on, he can't beat He's not gonna beat none of these technical guys. Come on, man. He's on and rush, and he just bum rushes in. I mean, I don't know. He's got heart and shit, but come on, he's hella little. He had no chance. He had no chance against none of these dudes, bro.
Damn. So who does he have a chance against?
No, nobody fucking named. The fucking Martin. Martin's gonna fuck him up. Who else? I think he probably has a good chance against the dude that beat your boy Rayo, the Dominican dude.
De Los Santos.
Probably got a good chance against him because he's already been dropped. You know what I mean? Shit like that. But I mean, he gets beat up by him. Then he gets beat up by all the rest of the dudes, man. Come on. Ryan would have fucked him up, man. Come on. I mean, let's be real, bro. That dude's like half Ryan's height. First of all, he's already short and he's limited. All he does is just rush in. But whatever. I mean, I understand. Mr. Viva wants to get his money out of that dude. And Ryan Givens, he takes care of his fighters, oh man. Whoever he makes sure they get paid and shit like that. But come on, bro. Let's be honest here. Do you really think he beats? Who do you think he beats? Who y'all think he beats?
Who? Isak?
I think he gives a lot of guys a tough fight.
He's a problem for anybody because of that high output, man. It's hard to say who he can clearly beat. But man, I don't want to lose friends, man. But there's definitely some guys on the PBC side he could fuck up.
I know, but who? Okay, top five right now. I'm talking about overall, not just PBC. Top five.
I'm gonna just say good fights for Isak Cruz or Ryan Garcia, George Kambosos. Fuck it, I'll take the Frank Martin. I'll do Michelle Rivera, Jojo Diaz. William Cepeda. Imagine William Cepeda, Isaac Cruz. That dude threw 1,500 punches and Cruz throws all those. I mean, now there's some fights out there that's crazy for him.
Yeah, but okay, you just named some guys other than Ryan. Who's top five in there? I'm talking about
top five.
I'm talking about Shakur.
Kambosos is top five in the ring at 135. Devin is the champ. Vasil's number 1, Tank number 2, Ryan number 3, Isak number 4, George number 5.
I guess Kambosos. That's it right there, and that'd probably be a really good fight.
And then if you go 6 and down, you got William Cepeda, Frank Martin, Michelle Rivera, Gustavo Lemon, and Joseph Diaz.
Man, you should promote that motherfucker. You should be his manager too, bro. I don't believe it.
Go ahead. You pick a winner. Isak Cruz, Jermaine Ortiz.
I like Jermaine. That motherfucker's technical, man. He's good. What are you talking about?
I ain't say he ain't. I said you pick a winner.
Jermaine for sure.
Oh wow, okay. Maxie Hughes.
Pitbull
Cruz.
Fucking come on, man. Hughes got fucking. Come on, man. He got fucking cotton gloves, man. Come on.
All right, Richard Comey and Isak.
But you ain't talking like top dudes, bro. You talking,
bro. That's top 10. That's top 10, and you got to remember the top 5 is busy. Devin fighting Loma. Tank fighting Ryan. That's the top 4 right there.
Well, I'm not a fan. I've never been a fan of dude. I just feel like he's too, he got a good shot. He fucking, they gave him time. He was at the right place, man, with the fucking injured Tank. You know what I mean? Come on, Tank would have fucking, come on. With the right, come on.
What about 126 Gary Russell moves up for Tank? I mean, for Frank. He always talking about fighting Tank. Let him fight Frank.
Yeah. Nah. Gary Russell's way too skilled, bro. Come on. Gary Russell won't get touched by that dude. You think so?
Wow. So Gary from 126 is too much for Frank at 135.
Not for Frank. We're talking about Cruz,
Pitbull.
bro.
You mean Pitbull? Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. After that Masiago fight, maybe Pitbull has a better chance than we think versus Russell.
You guys got a lot of hope for this dude, bro.
I mean, listen, I
And you know what's
pick
crazy?
Russell.
You know
I
what's
pick
crazy?
Russell in the Masiago fight.
Hey, you know what's really fucked up? This motherfucker's not even that great, and he's holding out like he's fucking like he's some type of ace. Like he got offers from fucking Shakur from Shakur, right?
And Ryan.
Like what the fuck? And he's holding out like that fool he could have got paid, bro. Like that fool's tripping. What the fuck?
They got the master plan for him over there at PBC.
Yeah,
it's like that last caller said. He probably fights Samson Lewickovich, PBC promoter, Gustavo Lemon for the vacant title when Haney moves up for the IBF. Then they do a master rematch with Tank on pay-per-view, 2 belts. Actually, it ain't a unification because Tank got the, you know.
That's that PBC recycle shit, bro. I don't want to see that, man. You know, if he's gonna, motherfucker's getting offers from top dudes, and he's gonna go down. Come on, man. You know what? I feel
you are a businessman, right? You work in electrical, right? You would not go to your competitor to buy materials to do a job, nor would you go to your competitor to split a job to get half the proceeds now. So, you know.
I understand. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm trying to make a point where Mr. Viva is going to put him in PBC. He's going to get beat up by all the top PBC fighters. Maybe, he is going to get a fucking fight, make him look good. He's going to beat somebody up after he beat, I think he beat Gamboa, right? Then, once he gets beat up by these dudes, then he's going to throw him to the other side, right? That's what he's going to do. I understand, bro. I just don't think he's that good. You know, I don't think he should be getting offers. I don't think he should be shooting down offers. That's what I feel. I just feel like
I'm with you
he's not
on that.
good, bro. He's not that good, bro.
I'm not with you that he's not good. I'm just with you that he shouldn't be turning down these good offers. But it is what it is.
It is business, though, man. Right on. Hey, you guys doing it right. Thumbs up.
Appreciate you, Abe. Thank you again for calling in. Thank you for buying those Kenichi Bear headphones, a set of Hibernation 5s. He was actually calling in with those headphones, so you see how good they are. Remember, we got a 24-hour only flash Christmas sale. Christmas is in 5 days. These things fit right in your stocking stuffer. Go ahead, get yourself a set of Hibernation 5s, 24% off. That's damn near 25. Like, let's just be real.
Damn near a quarter.
Go ahead, a quarter. That's a third off the price. Go ahead, get yourself a set. Use the code TBV. Call into the show, sounding crystal clear. Georgie Porgy, are you using your Hibernation 5s to call in?
Not today, baby. Waiting for Christmas, the Christmas present.
You better use that flash sale, baby. 24% off.
Yes, indeed. Everybody out there, support, donate, buy, use the code.
Look at that. B. Paulie in the chat said, Kenichi Bear's customer service is great. Thanks for the code TBV. Shout out to you. 24% off. Let's go, Georgie. What up?
Team Kenichi Bear, baby. Team Kenichi Bear. Listen, I didn't even know how to drop this shit, my nigga, because nobody even saying anything. I don't know why are they talking about Shakur Stevenson? Like he's gonna fire.
Because Shakur was calling out Frank, like not calling him out, but someone was like, "Oh, Shakur would never fight Frank. That's a 50-50 fight." And he said, "Yo, I promise I'll fight dude."
It ain't Shakur the same guy who fucking drove with Little Cam to the dice game?
What?
It ain't Shakur the same guy who drove away with Little Cam when the shooting was done.
Bro, what are you talking about?
Drove away with Little Kim?
Little Cam, the guy who killed fucking Takeoff.
I don't know. I don't know that there was any video of him driving away.
Soon.
What?
That doing fighting all day soon, baby.
Man, you crazy. They said, Georgie, your conspiracies, we love them, but remember that Shakur, listen to me. Top Rank already sent official offers to Isaac Cruz. So what do you think? They sending him an offer with no date? They already sent offers to Isaac William Cepeda. Who was the other one that turned him down? George Cambosos. What the fuck is you talking about? Like, it's cool, but that's your opinion, but it doesn't make it truth.
I'm talking facts, baby.
How is it facts? How is it facts? You're insinuating that he's not going to fight. Okay, but what does his name? What does his name? Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me.
Bro, you should be embracing your Puerto Rican champ instead of being ignorant and drunk, bro. It ain't even noon out there yet.
He's not being drunk, but there are people that prefer negativity over, positivity. But he wants to insinuate that Shakur's not fighting anytime soon. How is that possible when his promoter is sending out, obviously, offers to fighters to fight? Now, second piece of facts. Shakur is allegedly in his call on some paperwork. Cool. Isn't Tank on some paperwork? Don't he got a court date? Don't he got a fight scheduled and another one scheduled after? Shut your dumb, silly ass up, man. Dudes love being negative. D, what up? Young Cleety? Young D? Gotta unmute.
Talk to us, champ.
You gotta unmute, D. Unless you ain't available. All right.
Who next?
If you want to call in Discord, go ahead and do so. Twitter Spaces, go ahead and do so. And we taking calls. 1-425-569-5241. Looks like we got the Bull. What up?
What's up, fellas? What's up?
Chillin'.
Look, I want to entertain that. What y'all think about Cambosos versus Frank Martin? I'm talking about stylistically. I mean, you look at T.O., how he fought Cambosos. Cambosos beat T.O. I mean, Frank kind of mimic his style, but more slicker. What y'all think about that?
I mean, I need Cambosos. Like, I can't even think of Cambosos without getting a tune-up. Like, I don't even want to think of him in an elite level fight. Plus, he just told us he not fighting Shakur without getting some type of tune-up. So I don't think he's going to jump in there with Martin either.
All right. So what about this? I was just about to post this. What's my man name? Cruz versus Keyshawn Davis.
I mean, that's another great fight. Another cross promoter fight. I think it'll be a good action fight, but I do think that Keyshawn takes it.
All right. I just wanted your thoughts on that. I'm still here trying to figure out why everybody ducking Shakur when they could. I'm pretty sure a lot of people is waiting for that chance to, smoke somebody. They gotta take that chance. Anything can happen. Even though Shakur definitely talented, he got good time and everything, speed, but I don't think anyone put that pressure on him yet.
I mean, I don't think it's as easy as just.
I mean, Valdez got that pressure style and he couldn't do it. He tried.
Yeah, I agree, but I mean, if we watched that fight over, I watched it like a couple of times. He been throwing that, if I'm not mistaken, either that left hook or that right hook. He been doing the same thing the whole fight. So timing, it was over for what's her name?
Oh, for sure.
Valdez. I was looking at that the whole time. I'm like, he doing the same thing the whole time, Valdez. But we all fans, spectators of the sport.
For sure. Well, Champ, thank you for
calling in.
Yes,
voicing
sir.
Your opinion.
Let me get to some other callers here. We all taking callers. We got Discord open. We got Twitter Spaces open. You can call from your cell phone. What up? D, you got to unmute, champ. What up, champ?
Talk to us.
D don't know how to rock with the Twitter spaces. A-Side Stainless, what up?
Yo, what's good? You can hear me?
Chilling.
Yo, man, long trip. I'm back in Columbus, man. Again, shout out to my son. He's 16. Now he gonna be your height pretty soon.
Nice.
One. Did you get those songs? You got
I
them?
did. I listened to Undisputed this morning.
That was good, yeah.
Yup.
Yeah.
I haven't played it because I didn't know. Obviously, you know, in the past you sent me the licensing, so I was just waiting on that information.
Yeah. I'm taking care of this weekend. But that first Border Wars hurt. That's my beat. I bought that years ago. I don't need licensing for that at all. So you good on that. And second, this more to the callers. I don't know if you heard, but I will be giving away a 1-year $15 tier subscription for Boxing Voice Patreon. Get in on it. What you say, $10, $15 for the raffle? I'll let you decide. And that's super chat. You know what I'm saying? Cash App them 15. Let them know that it's for that raffle. We'll pick somebody on New Year's Eve, and you'll have a full $15 Patreon subscription, so you don't have to miss anything. You can ask questions to the guests. You know what I'm saying? You can get in on Untitled and every other feature that they have on Patreon. And most importantly, you can stop being stupid for at least a year. Now, as I always say, please make sure you push that thumbs up. Share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. This is TBV for life. And if you ain't on Patreon, that's because you're stupid. And shout out to El Camino. Peace.
Shout out Stainless. I got Davidia in Buffalo. Don't forget, later this afternoon, 12 o'clock, we will be discussing. I feel so good about this topic this afternoon because people laughed at me, but even Earl thinks Tank versus Crawford is a good fight, and he's riding with Tank. So we're going to be talking about that from the Blue Wire studio at 12, and we definitely have a guest. I think.
Yo.
I don't know who, but we got one. What up, Davidian?
What's good, Ness? What's good, Danny?
What
Top of the morning. Frank Martin looked good over the weekend. He totally dominated the fight. I would love to see probably the Cruz. That would be interesting, the two styles, because Cruz is always, I like him. I'm starting to warm up to him, but I want to see what he got too, because Tank beat him with like one hand. So him and Martin, I feel like would be a good one, or like somebody said, that guy that beat Ryo, that'd be an interesting fight because he comes to fight.
Del Santos.
Yeah, he looked decent. That really surprised me because I did pick Ryo. I'm not gonna lie, but then when I seen him, he put him down, then he got hurt, and but I mean, I know Shakur called him out, but that's that would be interesting. I'll watch it, that's for sure. But I don't know if Frank could beat a Shakur, but it definitely wouldn't be easy. Other than that, I'm just excited for 2023. Hopefully we get the fights that fans want to see, and we don't pay for all this, stuff that we don't want to pay for. But other than that, great show, great interview, and God bless.
Davidian, thank you. Appreciate as you, always. We're going back out to Twitter. D, man, what's up? Champy, you need a set of hibernation 5s. You don't know how to rock with your mic over there.
Champ, talk to
D on Twitter Spaces. If you're listening to this on Twitter, go ahead and retweet so we get some more callers, or we will be wrapping up.
And don't forget, 12 p.m. noon Pacific from the Blue Wire Studios inside the Wynn
Casino.
Hotel and Casino. We will have super lightweight WBC champ Regis Prograis on the show.
Okay. I knew we was going to have somebody. Didn't know who. Looks like we got a super chat from Mr. Calderon, $5 super chat says, sorry, Danny, you were casual to the UFC. Francis cleared the heavyweight division. Jones waiting for more money. Francis even beat his equivalent to a rival in game.
Yeah, Francis is currently 1-1 versus Stipe Miocic. So if you beat me and I beat you, how the fuck I clean the division? And the Gane fight was very underwhelming. It was a disappointment. You know, there was a lot of French people complaining. You know, that's not how a champion fights. But hey,
did he get the win?
He won.
That's all that matters. A win is a win is a win. You know, sometimes fights don't play out how we expect.
Yeah, but what he say?
Pacquiao Mayweather.
What he say?
Pacquiao Mayweather was the biggest fight of boxing in the last 20, 30 years, and that did not play out how we thought at all. Now, it played out how I thought because I watched boxing and I understand that Floyd wasn't going to change. No. Don't say speak for yourself. The perception of the world was that Pacquiao was going to try and do a certain thing that was going to force Mayweather to be a different person. It didn't happen. So you can lie, act like you wouldn't live through it, but
I ain't lived through
that's
that.
the biggest fight of boxing,
See,
and
I
it
was a
didn't live up to the hype. You know, Thriller in Manila lived up to the hype.
But what did he say in the super chat?
He said John Jones cleared the heavyweight division. Francis cleared the division. And fought his rival in Gane.
Yeah, so how does that make him a rival? Like Mayweather Pacquiao got to that point. You feel me? They worked their way to the top. Like Gane was not a rival. Gane worked his way, put himself in position, hadn't accomplished anything, hadn't won anything. The French people and the UFC fans was very excited for the fight. The fight was a total fucking stink. I actually turned it off. You feel me? I ordered that pay-per-view for Brandon Moreno. But yeah, that was a very disappointing fight. And for somebody to clear out the division against somebody they've lost to is
yeah. But how did he lose first or did he lose second?
He lost first.
All right, he cleared out the division, Danny. Listen, it's up to Gane to earn a second rematch. You don't beat me, I beat you.
Nah, it was Stipe. But
whatever his name is, the point is, you don't beat me, and then there's a rematch, and then I beat you, and then I give you another rematch. That's not how it works.
So there's no such thing as a rubber match?
There's such things as trilogies, but again, the fighter that lost, that fight either has to be tight, which it deserves a rematch, or you got to earn your rematch back.
Right, which it was.
So you saying the fight with Ngannou and Stipe was tight?
Yeah, which is why they ran
You haven't
it
mentioned
back.
that once, but okay.
I mean,
No, not why they run it back. That's what you're not getting. You beat me. I rematched you. I beat you. I only fight you again if that fight, the second fight, was tight, and or you won again versus other people to earn a shot back.
Nah, I feel like as a champ, bro, you know, you supposed to give. He gave you the shot.
So why?
You give him the
Okay,
shot.
so tell me when we scheduling the show for Jamel Charlo to fight both Harrison and fucking Castano. What the fuck you mean what I mean? Exactly what I'm saying. It's 2 fights. They need a third for both.
Yeah.
According
not
to your
really.
logic.
Not really.
Oh,
The
now it
first one-
changes.
no,
Goalpost.
No.
Move back.
Nope.
Okay, let me hear it.
First one ended in a draw.
Mhm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Second one.
We talking Castano.
Right. Second one, he stops him.
Mm-hmm.
First one with Harrison.
So wait, it don't matter. That's the same thing as Ngannou. I lost, you win. Why no third one? So draw ain't no winner or no loser. So there's only one definitive win, and that was Charlo's. The other one was tight enough for a rematch. So again, based off your logic, why no third fight with Castano?
What you mean?
What you mean? Francis is Jamal. He beat Stipe.
No, he wasn't Jamal.
Yes, he is.
No, Francis was the challenger.
Listen, it don't matter because it was a draw. It was a draw, so there was no loser.
You don't watch the sport, bro. It don't
All right.
matter.
All right.
It don't
All I
matter.
know is champion or not, if you lose to me,
There's only,
you don't
there's
deserve.
only millions of people
you don't
asking for that
deserve.
trilogy, bro. So
I never heard of the dude's name.
Okay.
How is it millions of people? If I do a boxing show where my audience is mixed, there's hundreds of people that are like you. So you can squint your eyes all you want. There's less people like me that don't fuck with anything other than boxing. There's more of you.
Okay.
So I never heard of Stipe. I've been doing this show for 11 years. I heard of Rousey. I heard of McGregor. I heard of Ngannou. I heard of the other girl that don't even fight no more, Gina Carano. Motherfucker, I heard of Holly Holmes.
I don't even know who that is.
But there you go. That's my fucking point. Stipe ain't nobody. That's why he ain't getting no fucking third fight.
So who
Simple.
Francis gonna fight next, champ?
It don't matter.
Who he fighting
It
next,
don't
champ?
matter.
Who?
He waiting on John Jones, like you said. And like the dude said, he cleared out his division, so it don't matter.
He
Ain't nobody to
didn't clear
fight.
it out, bro.
I mean, you asking him to fight a dude that he already fought, but you don't want Jamel to do that with Harrison or with Castaño.
Bro, was you feel me? The last of either of those fights competitive? Was the second?
Absolutely. Harrison was competitive. Most people thought he was probably winning until he got knocked out.
He got knocked out though.
All right. But they probably thought he was winning.
I mean, ain't nobody asking for it, so.
Hey, yo, I could be a casual, but that's my point. I still got 11 or 12 years on YouTube reading people's comments, and you ain't never put Stipe in the fucking comment, dickhead. That's what I'm saying. That shit ain't never been there.
I mean,
you just spelt it the first time in my life.
You can't say that though, bro, because I'm gonna be honest,
What?
Your memory is so goddamn awful that if you would have read it, not like you would have remembered. Because
Knock
you do it all the
off.
time.
All right.
Who?
All right.
Michael
all right.
Jordan, who? I ain't never heard of him.
Bruh, if I say Michael Jordan, I'm obviously playing, but it's all good. Look, I don't care. I'm fighting over a sport that means nothing to me. All I'm saying is I keep it, 100. Charlo got to give rematches too, if that's the logic we using. But anyway, we all done. I don't see any more callers. We going to wrap it up. I think we got another super chat, though. Superstar AT, Martin versus Cruz, Stevens versus Santos winner versus each other for the belts that's vacant after Haney beats Loma. Yeah, I mean, perfect world, I guess. I don't know why this dude Santos gets a shot at Shakur, a two-time champ. I mean, it's weird. Everybody is begging for Santos to get this huge leap over fighting Rayo. Maybe Rayo deserves a rematch. According to Jose Benavidez Sr., he wasn't taking camp serious, and it seemed like he was more focused on his lady than he was on training camp. Let's maybe revisit that before we start throwing De Los Santos up there with the top 5 off of one win. Nest GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Don't
Or at
forget.
least throw him in there with somebody else to get you. You know what I'm saying? That this what they did with Hector. It's like, oh, he beat Chris. Okay, well, let's see if he really got it. Let's throw him in there for the top. Oh, okay, he really got it. He beat the champ. You know what I'm saying?
Don't forget, we are having a 24-hour rush sale for Christmas. You can get 24% off on Hibernation Fobs. Head on over to KenichiBeer.com and get yourself a set. You should have never said nothing about Charlo. What up, CYP?
Yo, I'm in the grocery store about to just chill, love my day, until I hear some slander on Charlo. Listen, ain't even that big a slander. But Harrison, like I said, he wasn't winning that goddamn fight on the scorecards nor in his fans' mind. But, people, I get it. But don't forget that he got knocked down early in the fight, tried to build himself back to a competitive fight, got his ass dropped again. People thought he should have been ended on them fucking uppercuts. And then he still come back and then got stopped after that. Motherfucker. And then the problem is, what did Harrison do after that? After he fought Charlo, what did he do after that? That's
Just
how
beat
you get a
Sergio
rematch.
Garcia.
Good win.
Yeah. And that's going to get him a Charlo rematch. No.
I
What
mean,
did he do after
it
that?
get him an eliminator with Fundora, right? I think it was with Fundora, with the WBC mandated.
Good. I feel that. And go beat Fundora and then get Charlo.
Yep.
But we don't act like he just had one fight after Charlo. What did he do after Charlo? After that L, what did he do? Because I remember he had one fight that was lackluster than a mud. People thought that maybe he was going to retire. I remember that. Like,
Yeah,
he didn't do. He
actually,
done.
you're right. I think he got a a gift draw to Brian Pereira, right?
Yep, yeah. So I mean, if I'm being honest with you, if Harrison does come back and beats Fondura, man, I would love to see another fight and get his ass whooped again. But you know what I found funny though? I was it popped up on my timeline and shit where Harrison was talking all that shit to Charlo in the press conference. Now that was some good ass shit talking. He was putting that man down. He was talking a lot of shit, but he got his fucking ass knocked out. Now I find it funny that if it's Charlo who's getting talked to like that, and then he go out there and beat a nigga ass, nobody cares. But Charlo turning around and do all that talking to somebody else, Charlo got bad sportsmanship. They always talking shit. I hate the Charlos. Yeah. Another one of them hypocritical moments from you fucking weirdo fans. It's always cool when the bully's almost bullied, but doesn't work. But it's never fun when the bullying your ass. That's why Charlo's undisputed, and that's why CYP's king of the chat, king of the callers. CYP out. Y'all have a good day.
All right, Chan. Appreciate the call.
90 seconds.
And that was the last call. Nest GTO, Instagram and Twitter. We are back at 12 o'clock. We're going to be talking Tank versus Crawford and the fact that Earl thinks same thing a lot of people think. Tune in. You can use the same number to call in, 1-425-569-5241 at 12 Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And I guess that means 2 p.m. Central. Peace.
We out.